Welcome back to the Something Cafe. I'm not alone today. My name is Celestino Dooley, and today, how do you want me to address you? You want Empxct or Emerson?
If we're doing a podcast, might as well just do Empxct.
Might as well do Empxct.
Yeah, man.
That's also what I'm gonna put in the title.
Oh, even better.
We've got Empxct here today. Empxct is one of my buddies from school. He is definitely one of my better friends from school. But the thing is with going to a music artist school is that some of your best friends are the ones you don't see. Like, do you agree? Like, some of your best friends, unless it's like parties and stuff, like, I don't see a lot of my friends because we're always doing stuff.
When I was going there, to be fair, prior to even attending school on campus, I already knew Gio.
You're right.
I knew Gio, but I didn't see him only because once I got to campus, he was already far ahead into the program.
Yep.
So how it was I got there. He was the only person I knew, but then every now and then I'll see him on campus. Really, the only time I saw him a lot on campus was like during like Hall of Fame or whatever school events that was happening.
Yep.
Other than that, I would like hit him up like, "Yo, you on campus? Let's go hang out."
Yeah, because it's like it's the school that we went to, and I usually try to refrain from saying the names of the school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the school that we went to doesn't go by freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It goes by months. So instead of saying, "Hey, are you a freshman? Hey, are you a senior?" you say, "Yo, like, what month are you in?" And most of the time, I honestly think I was the only homie who kept track, because I would ask that to people, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know," but I'm like, to me, like, I always knew. I'm like, "Oh, I'm in month 12.
Dude,
I'm in month 8."
Yeah, I tried keeping up so hard. Especially, I was really good with it up until like maybe. Once I had to retake one class.
You had to retake a class?
Only because of attendance. I retook 2 classes because of attendance. Because the first time is when, the first time I had to retake it for attendance was because that was the first month, the school implemented the attendance thing again. Because prior it was just like the whole COVID situation.
After COVID.
Yeah, so I got there, and then once they implemented the attendance, I was like, okay, this is not going to be fun. So I had to retake that class. And then the last time I had to retake a class was back in, I took it in August. I had to retake it in October. Only because unfortunately my grandmother, she did, pass away. Yeah. But,
same.
Yeah. But, I had to retake that class because, I was out of state. But, I'm going to be graduating soon.
Dude, soon, like, in like 4 days, right? I mean,
well, the
basically.
Way, kind of. So how they set up my schedule, oddly enough, I'm taking the last 2 months, like this month and last month, I had to take 2 classes.
Okay.
Only because remember how we had the potluck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that potluck was kind of like the going away thing for me and Colin.
Yeah.
He already left because he already graduated, so he's back in Boca Raton.
Right now?
Yeah, he's in Boca Raton right now.
Where is that?
That's South Florida.
Like I thought that was something like somewhere in Puerto Rico, fool.
Does he look Puerto Rican?
Not at all.
Okay. Hey, you'll be surprised. You will be surprised.
They fool you sometimes. Not Puerto Ricans, though. Right?
Not a lot.
Not Puerto Ricans. Definitely
Dominicans.
Not.
There's some Dominicans.
Dominicans are like
Dominicans come in all
colors.
Right? No, they come in all colors of the rainbow. Same thing with Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like, some people still get surprised when I tell them I'm Mexican.
You know what? I say that, but one of the homies I work with is Puerto Rican, and he's more white than me.
Really?
Yeah, fool. Because, like, people think, when people usually think I'm Hispanic, because I live down here, they say I look the part. I don't know, and I'm like...
You give off the vibe, too.
Yeah, I guess when someone says I look the part, and when I ask them, what is it, they're like, they usually say the hair.
The hair?
They usually say the hair, and then when they guess what they guess. There are two ethnicities that they guess that I am.
So is one of them Puerto Rican? Only
No.
Ooh, but they are Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
Argentinian?
No. But good though, right? Because Argentinians, those brothers are pretty pale, right?
They're pretty pale.
Yeah.
Messi's pale, you know what I mean?
One of them is No, facts. One of them is close to Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, so Dominican, or
what's the other Rican?
Rican. What is the other Rican?
Waffle.
I'm thinking.
Costa Rican.
Costa Rican.
Costa Rican.
I could kind of see because when I think of Costa Rica, I'm thinking of Carlos.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
I kind of see it now.
Exactly.
I kind of see
Costa Rican and one more.
One more is this South America.
I don't know.
You don't know where?
Oh yeah, South America.
South America.
It's Cuba, bro.
People think that's I'm still Cuban. Caribbean.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it's Caribbean.
I did music, but yeah, Cuban.
Yeah, because Costa Rica's central, and then Cuban.
People think I'm I get Cuban more than Costa Rican, just because I know a lot of Cubans, and the Cuban is the shoulders and up.
Yeah. That's
the Cuban part of me, is what people say. Yeah. Is the shoulders and up.
But you gotta have like.
There he is.
But the thing is, like, especially with Cubans, like the first like, I don't know, you just gotta have like that. That's not the snappy attitude, but like the snap.
No, dude, yeah. The moment I start talking, any thought of me being Hispanic is out the window.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like
Hola.
Yeah, but it's like it's like the first person impression.
Okay.
It's in their head, but then the moment I start talking about how mayonnaise is spicy, like then it's like, oh yeah, this fool's white. This fool is white. This fool's white. But as you know, I'm Sicilian, right? Yeah. So, and the thing is though, check this out. Historically, Sicilians are mad dark, bro.
Really?
Dark.
Even not guess.
Yeah, fool. Dark, but my dad is Irish, so he kind of
balances it out.
He kind of lightened up the gene pool there. But no, my mom is Sicilian, my dad's Irish, but Sicilians historically are pretty dark,
really
dark colored people.
Yeah.
Not like black or anything like that.
Right.
But like getting to like some of like the more darker Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We didn't even introduce you.
We did it. We just got straight into it. Why not, man?
Introduce yourself, brother.
Hi, my name is Empxct. On Monday, I'll be 23 years old. I'm a 23-year-old independent hip hop artist. Well, primarily hip hop. I was gonna say R&B, but like I'm still primarily hip hop. I'm dabbling into vocalizing and like key and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm also a mix engineer. I'm also a R&B and hip hop beat maker / producer. Mm-hmm. Originally from Anaheim, California. Mm-hmm. That is my hometown. That is my bread and butter.
West side?
Yeah, West Side. But also staying in Tacoma, Washington for about 10 years. So I did 10 years in California, 10 years in Washington. Yeah. Gotcha. And now I ended up here.
That's tight, man. Yeah, man. Me and Empxct, do you even remember how we met?
We met, so I remember you had already followed me on Instagram because I think Flosa was... At that time, they were really heavy. No, when I first came here, no.
Was it an open mic?
No, so it was it was a networking event that we met in person. But you had already followed me because the school was whatchamacallit. The school was already like reposting people's stories on their Instagram, and they were heavy on it. Yeah. Their social media team back then was like on point.
How is everything. How is it now?
The school?
Yeah. Like them like reposting and stuff.
It's never now and then. Yeah. But back then, like I want to say like 2022 when I first got to campus,
yeah, man.
It was like they were on top of everything.
It was tight.
Because they had to like, cause you got to think about it like this. This was like, that was the time that they were open back up. So like 2020, 2021. Yeah, 2020, 2021, they were like completely remote.
Yeah.
Summer of 21 was when they opened back up, but it was still like the whole COVID restriction thing. It was like, hey, if you feel comfortable to be on campus, go for it. If not, I understand. Mm-hmm. But they were really hyping up. It's like, yo, come to campus if you can. It's amazing. It's a great time. They were really promoting the campus life. Mm-hmm. And I tell people this. Hall of Fame 2022, in my opinion, was better than 23. Even though 23 had like a lot more to do, it was just like it was the aura.
23 was what was the theme?
It was like intergalactic.
It was the time one.
Yeah,
no, the time one was
Time was
2022. And I remember that because I performed for the actual award ceremony.
For the ceremony, yeah.
But it wasn't like I say performed. I was part of a choir.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really.
Still performed.
It wasn't like what he did though, because I truly believe because at this it's a huge event, bunch of alumni come back and stuff, and they have student performances.
Especially people from the industry were there too.
And this brother had probably the biggest crowd at the 2022.
And the funny thing is,
I think it's what put you. Like,
it's what really had everyone notice who I was. And the funny thing is, I tell people like, bro, that was like my first
that shit was
month, maybe month and a half on campus.
Yeah,
I was completely brand new.
That shit was tight, man. I mean, so we have Lars out on the patio. If you watch the episode with Brittany, you'll know that halfway through I put Lars out on the patio. But even before we started recording, Lars, these are if you do music, you know how nice these headphones are, and he was kind of nibbling on them, so.
On the cord.
Out on the balcony, brother.
On the balcony.
He's getting some fresh air, and I have a screen, and he's currently just climbing.
There's a screen on the fencing too, so he's not gonna just jump off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no.
To clarify, because no. Like, what is going on?
Facts.
Yeah.
But no. Emerson definitely showed up and showed out.
Yeah.
During that performance. I knew you. We both followed each other.
Yeah.
But I really didn't we didn't know each other really yet.
No,
it was more of like we both knew each other.
We knew of each other
in the school,
right?
But and it's so funny. I vividly remember that moment where I was walking, because where they had that stage that year was the best spot. Where
it was the best spot.
Where they had the stage last year, Dookie.
It was
in my opinion. I think it was Dookie, because they just put everybody in the corner.
Well, here's the thing. The first time, you also got to think about it like this. They had a bigger stage the last time around.
You're right.
Huge stage. But here's the thing my first Hall of Fame back in 2022. They had two stages. They had the student stages where you saw me perform, and they had the bigger stage, which was right in front of Building 3, right in front of the live venue. That
they did the actual ceremony?
No. I don't know. I wasn't there at the ceremony.
Yeah, it
was raining that week. The thing is, what sucked about what sucked about that Hall of Fame, the rain is kind of like shut a lot of things down.
I remember that. But no, he performed, man, twice. And dude,
performed twice that same week.
You had so many people, bro.
Yeah.
It was so many people. It was electric. And the way you were working with the crowd, because the great thing about Emerson is that when he performs, it's not just like he's in his bag, just kind of no, he actually opens up and gets the crowd going and talks to them, and it's just fun, West Side rap, and it's just a good time. And that, I really think, and to do that in your first couple months, man, that was what put you on the map at that school for sure.
Dude, I was nervous when I was there, bro.
Oh, dude.
I
bet, fool.
Dude, that was my first performance since the pandemic.
Word.
That was my very first performance since the pandemic, because I performed at my old community college for funny enough, a 90s themed party that they had.
That's kind of perfect for
me. That was perfect for me.
That's kind of perfect for me.
You know what I mean? And they had a cipher there.
It's kind of...
So they had me there. So you know me being...
Dude, the game was over before it started. The game was over,
And the thing is, they already knew the whole campus knew me.
So they was just waiting for you.
Yeah, back in Tacoma, the whole
to get up there.
Yeah, they all knew me. You know what I mean? Because I already made a mark doing slam poetry. I made a mark, with my music in general. And it was fun.
The first time I performed, it's funny. So I remember I went to, and this was obviously really early when I was at the school, a couple months, maybe month 2 or 3.
Your very first ever performance?
No, my very first performance at the school.
Okay.
And like you said, since COVID.
Yeah.
They started a content creator club.
Did they?
It did. And it was ran very poorly. And they had like one event, and it was like an open mic, and the only people that performed were like me and the outlet.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And that was it, and it was like no one was there. Okay, but it was actually kind of awesome.
Yeah,
because I was like, okay, there's no nerves, no one's here. This is the first time performing on a stage since COVID. This is like some great practice. Like, I can do this and feel good about it. I don't care that there's no one here. Like, this is like practice right now because I get to jump back into how it feels to be on stage, holding a mic, and I sang one of my 3 songs that I have in my back pocket. It was some Michael Bublé stuff, but I mean I did really well, and then that's when I was like, all right, I'm back, because I remember before that I went to an open mic and I didn't sign up, and I just remember sitting in the crowd like just so mad at myself.
Like, why did I do that?
Just so mad at myself because I was thinking, man, like, I'm not gonna sign up because I'm still new, blah blah. But when I was watching. I was watching it. I was talking to Smoke. I was sitting right next to Smoke.
Yeah.
And I was just telling him, like, dude, I'm so pissed at myself because I'm sitting here when I could be performing right now, and
taking that risk.
And I told him, bro, From now on, I'm not missing a single open mic, and I didn't. A
single event.
I was at every single open mic.
That's good, bro. That is good.
I was at every single open mic so much because I kind of, the people back at the school now probably don't remember who I am, but when I was a student, I'd like to think that I had a good portion of people who knew who I was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I would perform, I performed so much that it
recognized
it, not just that, but it got to a point where it was like, when there were more new people signing up, they would be like, "Yo, like, could you like step off the list and stuff like that," which is kind of stupid. It's like, man,
I didn't even know.
Don't have an open mic if you can't let everyone who wants to perform. But I wasn't a loser about it. It's like,
you let
them go, and bro. Oh my gosh, I have a video I'll show you after we record this, but I got bumped off the list one time.
Yeah.
And it was for some kid, some guy that was wearing a skirt and cat ears. And I was like, okay, great. I got bumped for this. And I was like, okay, let's see what he does. And he gets up there, bro. Dude. Exactly what you're thinking in your head that he did is exactly what he did.
Oh my god.
He played a song that still had the vocal track in it. It wasn't an original, and he was trying to dance to it, and it was some like Freddie Fazbear song or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I was just recording it, and I put it on Snapchat, and I just put, I got bumped for this. It's a great video.
Dude.
I kind of knew the people that were running it. I went up to them afterwards. I'm like,
really? Oh,
now which one do you want now?
Do you want him?
Bump me again, and I'm gonna tell that kid to come back and perform.
Oh, dude, you just remember so
hit me, bro.
Yeah, you hit me because like we've all had like. As a performer, you see, like, it's a whole different vibe when you're, like, if you're just a fan and you're not, a creative, you'll go to a show, it's like, oh, this is the show. It's another thing when you're an actual creative and you see someone perform, you're just like, what?
It's so messy, man.
Dude, it's not even just that, it's like, why?
It's so messy.
And I'm saying this, like, I don't mean to drag anyone down, Joe, I'm not saying names, but at the same time.
This is just how it works.
This is how it works, this is back when I performed in Daytona. I performed at a pub, and the first time it was me, Gio. It was dope. We killed it. We were like one of the first people performing because we were brand new to the scene. It's my first time in Daytona.
How was the crowd?
The first crowd was good. It was really good. Gio was like the very first performer.
That's good.
He engaged the crowd. I was right after him.
He's great.
He's amazing. I love that man. That's my brother for real. That's my brother.
I love Gio.
So when I got off the stage, I got on the stage after him. Crowd was still there, and like you mentioned, I like to bring the crowd, like to interact with the crowd. It got to a point where I jumped off the stage and like started just performing in the circle. It was like a mini mosh pit, but just me in the middle going crazy, and everyone just hyping me up.
That's doing that. It is the coolest thing ever, but it's really hard to do it right.
It's hard to do it right.
Because I've seen dookie artists try to do that.
Right.
Halfway through their first song. It's like, dude, you haven't earned it yet.
I did that in the last song.
You have to earn it. To do something like that, to jump out onto the floor, if it's like a wireless mic or if it's a long cord, to do that, you have to earn it. You have to earn the crowd's respect. Yeah. You have to recognize that they are digging you. Yeah. And you have to know... You have to think to yourself, is the venue gonna be all right with this? Yeah. Well, and where are the monitors? Yeah. Because if you jump off into the crowd, but the speakers are right under the stage, the moment you hit that floor, feedback throughout the entire thing, and you just ruined it.
No, luckily enough, the monitors were on the side. So I already I had as a performer and someone that's already done like stage set of doing what was it, show production and stuff. I already knew what to expect when it comes to feedback. I literally before the show,
that's good.
The DJ was like, "Hey, we're trying to test out the mics," and I was like, "Hey, let me go up there actually testing each monitor," because as a student in me, I was like, "Okay, I have to do that." But
they had to look so good on you.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, he knows what he's doing." Yeah, bro, I had to.
That's
I'm
tight.
cool with the DJ. I'm cool with the promoters. They're amazing. Shout out to Christian. Shout out to Zach and Spark Booking. This is not even like a promo. This is just like out of the kindness of my heart. They're an amazing.
You think we have sponsors on this thing, man? Dude, the first sponsor I'm gonna get is for like a mulch company. Like, dude,
it's gonna be Raid Shadow Legends, bro. Okay.
Dude, my dream sponsor right now is freaking Mitra, bro. Because
Mitra,
Mitra, fool. You know Mitra?
Yeah, I know Mitra.
Yeah, fool. Dude, I'm trying to get Mitra to sponsor me, man. I drink a Mitra every podcast. I plug them all the time. I love them. I will sponsor them for free until they ask me, and then, brother.
No, what's funny, I actually... I tried to get a sponsorship by Arizona Tea.
Oh, word?
I tried. It's like I was in the DMs, bro. Actually conversating with the admin.
That's a big company, fool.
It's a big... But I am an Arizona Tea fanatic, bro.
That's the thing with Mitra, is it's still a niche company.
It's still a niche, yeah.
It's in Fort Myers. Like, the base is in Fort Myers.
Oh, so they're in Florida. Oh, I didn't even know
Everything is lined up for, like...
Bro, I tried getting everything. Even my mom was helping me just buy different things like the jugs,
the family cans. Support, fool.
Bro, here's the thing. And they told me, they like, hey, because like the cans are 99 cents, we're not doing any sponsorships. Like, bro, in my head, I'm like, bro, just let me be like a brand ambassador or something. I want to be involved with that brand.
Even if you could do it for free. Like,
I'll gladly do it for free.
Like, how good does it look on your part as like an independent artist to be sponsored by a company that big?
And here's the thing, they don't ever use promotion.
You're right.
They don't ever advertise. The only things you'll see of Arizona Tea on social media is you have to follow their social media pages. Which I do, because like I said, I'm a fanatic. You know what I mean? I love...
What's your favorite?
Ooh, dude, so they don't have it here. Back in the West Coast, they have a black and white tea with ginseng and honey.
And white tea, what is it like? What does it taste like?
It's like, it's very similar to green tea, but like it has a more subtle taste.
Ginseng is good.
Ginseng is good. It's like I said, it's similar to the green tea, but it's more subtle. The can is nice. It's basically, it's what you expect. It's a black and white can, teal trim with it. Still has the cherry blossoms on it.
It's tight.
The can is beautiful. I was sad because they didn't have it here, but then that's when I found out certain flavors are regional. So I was like, okay, that makes sense.
What's regional down here?
I didn't see anything that stood out, honestly, because I see the Arnold Palmers, the green teas, the sweet teas, which is the sweet teas the second favorite. Or like the main favorite because it's the one that's accessible here. They have the regular lemon tea. They don't have the raspberry iced tea. I haven't found it.
I don't like tea.
You don't like tea?
Raspberry iced tea is the best though.
It's good.
Like,
that used to be
when
good.
they offer that at a restaurant. Cool.
I'll go for sweet tea. I'm a
dirty little caveman for raspberry iced tea, man.
Sweet tea I'm a sucker for. I will like do that and cheesecake. I would do a great crazy amount of things for cheesecake.
I'm almost scared of what I'm capable of if I had access to a full cheesecake. Because I'll tell you this, the other day when I was at work, one of the guys had a birthday and the boss brought in a cheesecake. And I'm looking at that thing. I'm thinking to myself, like,
you're gonna get it.
There is nothing stopping me.
Just like,
there is nothing stopping me taking 3 pieces and just looking.
Yeah. Like, you're so lucky to work. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro, dude, I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake, man. If cheesecake were a person, I would not be single. The main thing I drink, bro, is Mitra and Monster, but not like. I
was hoping you would have said water.
Not like I do drink a lot of water, but I'm saying like flavored stuff.
Flavored stuff, okay.
Monster, but not like the skateboarding Kyle. You know, that. Like,
you do like the random, but like the other flavor iterations of it.
The 0 calorie.
Okay.
They have Monster, just plain old Monster, 260 calories per can.
Yeah, the battery acid.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. But they have a line called Monster Energy. And the cans look dope. Great branding, great marketing, and they have like 40 flavors and every single of Monster Energy is 0 calorie.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Every single one. They have some of the best flavors. They usually have great deals at gas stations. When I go to BP or Circle K, like a Monster by itself is like $3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get 2 for $4, 2 for $5. And what I do is I put a Mitra and a Monster in a cup.
Yeah. Wait, in the same cup?
That's what I have right now. And I take my antidepressant with it, and I feel like Superman for 6 hours.
You just reminded me of that one TikTok of the guy's like, yo, I got about 30
I got about 30 milligrams of Adderall. I got a little cockroach. He's still alive.
That's
wait a minute, and it feels like a laundromat. Let him free.
That's the exact same TikTok I thought about. Because you're amazing.
I just saw that TikTok was sitting in my recliner when you knocked.
When I knocked?
That's why it's so fresh.
Yo, I got my 40 minutes to 40 milligrams of this Adderall kicks in. Ask me anything.
And it's spinning like that. Spinning like a laundromat. Bro, speaking of carbonated stuff, Pepsi Nitro.
That's a thing?
Have you had it?
That's a thing?
Pepsi Nitro it's Pepsi. So have you?
I know Coke has their own coffee thing.
But but it's not coffee.
It's not.
It's Nitro. Pepsi carbonated with nitrogen, like how a nitro cold brew.
So it's not carbon dioxide. It's just straight nitrogen.
It's nitrogen. So
really,
carbonated, the bubbles are pretty big.
Yeah, of course.
Nitro, the bubbles are like a whole lot smaller and it's smooth. But but it's still carbonated, right? Because like it still has that fizz. This is a topic I wanted to talk about because when I was at the gas station grabbing my Monster, I don't drink pop,
right?
Except if it's like in a mixed drink, like if I'm at a party or whatever, or if it's like if it's like a specialty thing. If I go somewhere cool and they have like a cactus soda. Of course I'm gonna try it.
Oh, the orange sodas?
I'm not a nerd. But I don't drink pop regularly.
Right.
But I saw this and I was like, I've gotta just try it. I've just gotta see what it is. That joint is overrated, fool. Because
I wish I could speak on it because it's like I've never heard of it.
The thing is though, like because it's nitrogen and because the bubbles are so small and the pop is so smooth, it almost feels like it's flat.
It
almost tastes like it's flat. But the coolest part about it is, though, because it's nitrogen, when you grab that can,
it's cold.
Well, that fool's loaded. Like, you cannot even squeeze it. So when you crack that fool open, bro, it sounds like a jet.
Really?
That was the coolest part, is when normally soda's like, bro, this shit was like it was intense, bro. Like that was fire.
Crazy.
But when I was drinking it, man, it just tasted like flat Pepsi, and I think it is overrated. That is my review. I put this on my notes because I was that pissed about it. That's
I respect that.
That stuff is overrated, fool.
Because it's like when you expect to eat something good, it's okay. So
dude.
Okay, I'm a chicken fanatic. You know what I mean? I love chicken. I had a chicken fire, which is like near the executive airport.
Okay, word.
Amazing. I've loved Dave's Hot. I've had PDQ.
Yep.
I like it. Here's the thing.
Hit me.
Colin, my old roommate, he was telling me about how his old roommate loves Huey Magoo's.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. I'll try it out. You know, like I said, I love chicken. It's my thing. I love tenders. I love wings. I love a good chicken sandwich. Mm-hmm. That's like, if I'm somewhere and this girl if this girl just like sends the waiter or the waitress like, hey, this is a chicken sandwich by this woman, just sending right there. That's like, oh, I'm ready to propose right there. Hold
on. Dude, you just said the fattest thing I've
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
You just said this is coming from another fat guy. Dude. Okay? You just said the fattest thing
I don't care, bro.
Like you just took like how like a guy at like a bar buys a pretty girl a martini or something like that. But
if this girl buys me a chicken sandwich.
If this girl like the waiter's like, hello, monsieur, a chicken sandwich a la carte, madame. No,
I'm falling in love. I'm ready to propose.
Bro, I think that's the funniest thing I've heard on this podcast.
I just like, cause I've seen on Twitter, this guy was like, this girl just sent me wings and fries. I'm ready to drop everything. And as a fat guy that loves food, I get it. But going back to the whole thing, so I tried Huey Magoo's.
Oh my gosh.
So I Ubered.
Oh, that's so funny.
I Ubered Huey Magoo's to my place for the food, you know. So it was like, all right, let me see that hype. And I don't know if this was just a one-time thing.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know if this was just like an Uber thing because it took a while because, I forget how far the food is.
Yeah.
But, bro.
Mid?
Oh, my God. The chicken was dry. The toast was burnt and just bland. It was like soggy but dry at the same time.
I think you messed up, though, because you got...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. But at the same time, it's like no other chicken spot that I've have food delivered to me.
It's always been fine.
It's always been fine.
The only reason I won't go to Huey Magoo's, that's a stupid name. You will catch me dead. You will catch me in a ditch with my fingernails painted pink, dead, before you catch me eating at somewhere called Huey Magoo's. I don't know why that matters to me so much.
That's how I feel about Arugas that's on campus.
Arugas is, I don't know.
The name is like, I don't know.
It's not a good name.
It's not a good name.
It's better than...
When I think of the word Aruga, I think like that's something the Little Rascals would have said in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, Aruga! I'm like, I'm refusing to eat that.
If someone were to ask me what I'm eating...
You say, I'm eating the Huey Magoo, bro.
I think I would jump in front of a semi before I tell them I'm eating Huey Magoo's, because that's kind of like, you ever go to like a quirky restaurant and all of their meals are called like the
something named after the restaurant,
like the Bam Bam Wazoo Lubba Lubba Muncha Muncha burger. and you don't want to say that because it's embarrassing. So and
it feels fat.
So you're like, hey, I would like this, and the waiter's like, you would like the what? You're like, I'd like the bam bam the fuzzle muzzle. What was that? I want the fuzzle muzzle burger. You know, he's like one fuzzle muzzle burger. Shut up! Shh. Don't let anybody know I'm getting.
That's like someone.
I hate that.
It's like I know, but I can't. I had like I said, the chicken was dry. The bread was soggy and dry. You know, the fries. Here's the thing, the fries.
How were the fries?
They were cold. They're not cold, but like they were.
Again, account.
But the thing is, no. The reason why I can't give you that excuse,
hit me,
because it was still undercooked.
They were like they were still.
It was like
they were still
opening a bag of frozen fries to heat them up. That's how it felt like.
Or were they cold in the middle?
Yeah, dude, there was
that's the worst.
It was like cold. It was like cold in the middle, but also still not. It wasn't fluffy. The potato wasn't fluffy. That's the reason why I can't give it the excuses like, oh, well, it was delivered. Like, I've had Dave Saw delivered to me. I've had Popeyes.
That's something that's not something that the delivery messes up.
Right.
That's something that the kitchen messes up.
Bro, and that ruined the whole experience for me. And I was sad because, my roommate...
Yeah, man.
Colin was like, bro, try Huey's. Julian loved it. Everyone back in Boca loves it. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me try it out.
And the worst part about eating a bad meal is, especially one that you were looking forward to,
if it was recommended.
I think the worst part is, no matter if you liked it or didn't like it, the calories are already in you. Right. So you aren't as hungry as you were before, which means you don't feel like eating something that's good. So you have just ruined a chance to eat something good. Now, does that stop me
from eating it?
No, I will go and find. No. I'm saying once I've eaten it.
Oh, okay.
Does that stop me from going to find something I actually like? Not at all.
It does stop me personally.
Oh, it doesn't stop.
It stops me. Like I get it, but I get so mad.
I'll eat a bad burger. I've already got a meal in me. I'll say it to myself. I still need something good.
Bro, I get so mad, just not even at myself. I get mad at the whole world for eating bad food, even if it's my fault.
And you just think to yourself, what did I do to lead up? How did I sin recently? All right, God, look, God, you obviously did this on purpose. Whatever I did,
I took that as a sign to not get food delivered to my apartment, and
it does not stop us.
It stops. I walk to Wawa the same night.
I don't do a lot of food delivery though because I just feel bad.
I do it.
I just feel bad. I'm not saying I haven't. I've definitely DoorDashed things I wasn't proud of, but the price is just something I cannot.
That's the one thing
I cannot be okay with it.
That's because I understand you're a company, you got to make some sort of profit.
Yeah.
But what stops me is this is what stopped me from ordering Wawa, getting it delivered to me. I saw the Arizona can $1.09, and I'm like, morally, it is not. The Arizona drink company, they've literally upped the prices of their bottles to keep the cans 99 cents. If you're gonna look me dead in my face and tell me I'm gonna spend more than 99 cents for a can of Arizona,
it's not about the tea. It's about the message that they're sending. Right.
It's about it's principle at that point. I'm not spending $7 for a single Big Mac.
So my favorite treat.
Right.
Clearly, I have a lot of treats given my physique, but my favorite treat, my favorite unhealthy thing ever, is a Sonic. And this is what it's called. And this is one.
I'm gonna let you finish because I just thought about something.
This ridiculous. Is one of those things where you have a hard time saying the name because it's so stupid. It is a Sonic hand mixed Master Shake Oreo cheesecake large.
Bro, I came to this podcast to talk about
mixed
music,
Master Shake,
other things.
Hand mixed,
and you got two big dudes just talking about food.
Hand mixed Master Shake Oreo cheesecake.
Bro, you would think this is like a music podcast.
It's got Oreo and cheesecake in it,
the
and
Oreo,
it's huge.
That sounds amazing. It's like, oh my God.
I've gotten it DoorDashed a couple times.
I don't blame you.
I will not enclose how much it cost, but that's one of those things that once you do that and you're done with it, you just feel like you need to pray. You just feel like
oh Lord.
You just feel like you need to pray to whatever God you believe in.
Yeah.
Pray to him, man. Pray to him. Oh man, dude. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm a sports guy.
What'd you think? Give me your rundown.
Okay, before anything,
because I'm not a sports guy. You know that.
Okay, yeah. So, what was I gonna say? First of all, I was disappointed at the outcome of the game, not the actual score, but who played in it. Because first of all, I'm a Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
You know, this is a year where we were not supposed to play good. We were supposed to be in rebuild. You know what rebuild means?
No clue.
Rebuild is basically like, okay, you were like, say for example, you were a really good team, but you haven't been able to win a championship for whatever reason.
Okay.
Whether it's just the other team has just been better than you, whether it's been coaching, whether it's just like the roster not meshing together, whatever reason.
I'm with you.
You know, rebuild is like, all right, trade away your best players, start from scratch.
Okay.
That's what we did. We traded away Aaron Rodgers last year, you know, to go to the Jets. We traded our best wide receiver, Devontae Adams, the year before.
So a rebuild is just a total refresh.
A total refresh. Start from scratch. Sometimes though,
I think that's honorable.
It's honorable.
I think to do something like that, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it's like.
Now, have there ever been cases where a team like people know that a team would be better if it did a rebuild, but they just would refuse? That has to have happened. I'm
trying to think.
Right?
You know what? So, what team was it? This is a basketball thing because I'm a sports guy. I'm trying to think. It was the Knicks.
Okay.
This was like because they were in a gray area of like, what do we do with Carmelo Anthony? Because they haven't been to the playoffs at that point. I think since like 2013, 2012. It was around that time, and they haven't made the playoffs until I want to say like 2-3 years ago. So there was a gap. And they had Melo there for the longest. And everyone was like, bro, just trade Melo. I understand you're trying to, be a championship team. You're trying to a championship competitive team, but you're not that. Same thing with what other team? What other team was it? It was it's not coming to the top of my head. It's another basketball team. Where it was like
if you say
yeah. It's two teams. One of them was Portland, the Trailblazers.
Okay.
Only because it's like you have one of the best players in the league at the time, Damian Lillard.
Okay.
But you guys are not doing anything fair for him, or doing anything to help him. And I'm like, bro, just trade him. And funny enough, before he actually got traded to the team he's on right now, I was advocating for him to go to the Milwaukee Bucks.
So you knew.
I knew. Everyone knew he needs to get out of there. But I was one of the advocates that wanted him to go to the Bucks. It's like, bro, him and Giannis would be amazing. It's like before this is going back to football. This is before when the Rams, before they won the Super Bowl, I was advocating for the Detroit Lions to trade away Matthew Stafford.
And they did that?
They did that. He went to the Rams, and I was like, go to the Rams, because they are a quarterback away from winning the whole thing. I'm so adamant that the Bucks will win the championship this year. Even though they're not the best team right now, I'm a Lakers fan.
I will never, ever, how do I say this? Whoever named the basketball team the Nuggets needs to have everyone in their family killed in front of them.
Jesus.
That is the stupidest name. When I first heard that, I thought someone was joking with me. The Nuggets?
Nuggets.
Brother, how do you look someone in the eyes and say, hey,
the thing is, I think
I play
for the Denver Nuggets.
I play for the Nuggets.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the funny thing. I think what they were trying to do was like, because the secondary, I don't know if it's a primary or the secondary logo. The logos have both of it. One of the logos has like a the pickaxes.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's supposed to be reminiscent of like gold miners.
Like the gold rush.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they're in Denver. The gold rush was in the Bay Area, California, which is why the 49ers are named the 49ers to represent the gold rush. But going back to the Super Bowl before I get too off topic.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of the outcome of
Kansas
the Chiefs,
City
of the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Wasn't a fan of the outcome because I wanted my Super Bowl.
Wait, was it the 49ers?
Yeah, it was the 49ers.
This Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Stupid? I thought it was a bird.
That was last year. The Eagles was last year. Rihanna performed at Super halftime show, which I know a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it because I love Rihanna.
I didn't like it. I don't like Rihanna.
I love Rihanna.
I don't like her music.
I fell to my knees at Walmart the first time I found out she was pregnant.
I'm not an R&B guy.
I love R&B. I grew up with R&B.
An R&B guy. There is great R&B. I'm not an R&B guy, and I think you could land Boeing 37 on her forehead. She's got a fish.
She got a head. She got a head. But I love that woman.
She could make money so much easier. She just rented out that space and put a couple advertisements.
Look, I love that woman. I don't care what anyone says, but I love that woman.
Just take my fingers on her front and go.
But no, so this year was the Chiefs and the 49ers. Okay. The game started off slow.
It did.
It was very defensive. A very defensive game. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I was like, okay, this might be how it was between the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl a while ago.
Yeah.
That was 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm over here like, oh, this is gonna be a slow game. And I was like, okay, this is the Super Bowl no one wanted, and now it's gonna be slow. But it picked up. It turned out to be a really good game at the end.
It was a great game.
Yeah, that was a good
game. I just wasn't happy with the winner.
Here's the thing.
I don't like.
Only because the 49ers knocked out the Packers was I happy with the Chiefs winning.
Fair.
That was the only reason.
Fair.
But the thing is, I didn't want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl.
No one did.
I wanted the Baltimore Ravens.
No one did, man.
I wanted Lamar Jackson to win his championship. I felt like he should have won his championship.
I don't like Travis Kelce. I don't like Mahomes.
I like Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes is good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think they are great players. I don't like them as people.
Okay, Patrick is not a bad guy.
I mean,
I think that the problem is the fact that
he's just a crybaby.
Okay, it's sports. You know what I mean? Look at everyone was coming. Look at Tom Brady. He was in his heyday.
Yeah. He
complained a lot. I'm a Packers fan. Aaron Rodgers held our franchise hostage for so long, but I get it. You know what I mean? But Patrick Mahomes as a player and as a person, not bad. Same thing with Travis Kelce. I think a lot of it that had to do. There's two factors for the Chiefs hate. One of them is obvious.
Taylor.
Exactly. Taylor. Which, as a sports fan, I kind of get, but you know what? The Chiefs are making money. The NFL is making money. Let Taylor in there, I guess.
Yeah, the whole Taylor thing really isn't a net positive or a net negative.
It's a net neutral.
It really is, because on one hand, everyone's making a whole lot more money because you have all the Swifties, which are my least favorite people, watching football now, caring about football now.
They don't care about football.
They pretend to care about football.
They only care about that relationship. Bro, I saw a meme. It was like if Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift break up, the NFL will have a price on Travis Kelce's head because they lost billions right there.
Yeah. No, fair. I just, again, I'm not a football guy. Yeah. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl.
I watched it.
But
I watched the halftime show.
But I always watch the video of the halftime show.
Yeah.
But
how did you feel about it? It
was fire.
It was fire. It started slow to begin with.
It wasn't my favorite. It's not in my top 3. But I think it was good.
It was. Yeah.
It was a little.
It started slow. I will admit.
And look, again, coming from the guy who doesn't really care for R&B, there's definitely some songs that I just really didn't care for. I really didn't care for some of the slower songs. Again, it's the Super Bowl. I'm wanting
something fast paced.
I'm wanting something exciting. Fast, not like. It started when we were younger, you were mine, my boo. I just don't.
I was excited when Alicia Keys. That's another woman I love. I was excited.
She's cool. Did you see her voice crack though?
I heard it.
And
first note.
How they patched it in the.
They patched it in the video?
Yeah, fool.
I didn't know.
Yeah, fool. I
didn't know. I haven't seen the video.
They dubbed it.
I would have just left it in there.
It's perfect. Like you don't notice it unless you know it. Especially us, since we do this. Yeah. You and I would be able to hear it. But yeah, no, dude. Like the first note, one of like the best singers. It's like but you know who I fell in love with, bro. I have never had those kind of feelings for someone I've never met before. When that girl playing the guitar came on the stage.
Oh, her? She wasn't playing the guitar.
Yes,
she was not playing the guitar.
Don't tell me she wasn't.
I love her.
Don't tell me she wasn't.
Her stage name was actually her. If I don't know if you knew that.
That was.
But, no, I know she's amazing. She's amazing.
Oh my.
You know, speaking about the halftime shows in general, they've picked up once Jay-Z. I think he's the one that took over like who gets to perform. Once he took over, the halftime shows have been good because the first one was the one in Miami with Shakira and J-Lo. The year after that was a Weekend. The year after that, which was my personal favorite, only because I'm biased and it was held in LA, the Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick, and Mary J. Blige.
My favorite halftime show of all time.
Bro, I felt, because it was like, one, I grew up with 90s hip hop.
It was our childhood.
Exactly.
It was our childhood.
And I rapped not every single word, but almost every single word. Bar to clarify, but it going from starting up with the next episode, and then it went to California Love. I'm so happy they did California Love because the whole Tupac tribute, you know what I mean. And then they go into 50 doing it in the club after.
Oh man, it was so
after 50
good.
going to Mary J. Blige, and then going to Kendrick, going to Eminem, and then finishing with Still Dre. Still Dre was the best song to end off the show with.
So good.
My only complaint about that show, and this is a personal thing.
Hit me.
I wish Ice Cube was there. That's my only thing. Because you cannot say West Coast hip hop without Ice Cube. Because Ice Cube, and granted to all love to Dre, because Dre is one of the most influential, if not the most influential hip hop figure in its history. Mm-hmm. You know, without Dre, you wouldn't have Eminem, which you wouldn't have Kendrick, Kanye. You wouldn't have, today's generation, even the middle generation that we were growing up with in the 2000s. So without Dre, you wouldn't have hip hop in general. Yep. But Ice Cube was really the glue of West Coast hip hop.
Why do you think he wasn't there?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just he just wasn't
invite him.
I don't know. They just didn't invite him. I'm happy. I was happy 50 got the nod. I personally would have been happier if it was Cube instead of 50. And this is nothing against 50. It's just, more.
50 was,
It's more, I feel like you would have more West Coast if you would have had Cube there. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Eminem gave up one of his song slots to give it to 50 to perform in the club.
That's nice.
That's nice, yeah. Because Eminem was supposed to perform 2 songs. He only performed Lose Yourself. Or as everyone calls it, he performed Mom Spaghetti, but I would have loved it if Cube was in the halftime show or performing. He could have done It Was a Good Day, or if he would have, if he would have performed, you know how we do it.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, because I would have just one song, and I was just like, bro, just have him perform just one. If he would have performed It Was a Good Day, which I understand would have been a little bit slow.
It would have been a little, but it would have been a nice middle song.
It would have been a nice middle song, It couldn't be the closer because he wasn't a headliner, But if they would have had Cube there, I feel like that show would have been so not better. Yeah. But it would have sat in my heart well.
How old are you?
I'm turning 23 on Monday.
Okay, yeah, I'm 21.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't, obviously when we were growing up, we didn't grow up with the peak of these guys. No. We grew up, just loving them. After their peak, obviously, maybe a little bit into it, but, obviously, because I was telling some people at work about this, and I was like, yeah, that one was my favorite one, because
the nostalgia, and it hits you home. You know what I mean?
Because Eminem was my childhood.
Right.
All I listened to was Eminem.
My childhood, before, you know, I moved in with my grandparents, was like Pac, especially Pac. A lot of, you know, West Coast hip hop. When it comes to Tupac, Cypress Hill, it comes to NWA. You're getting into West Side Connection. You're getting into trying to think of what other groups or even other artists. Snoop Dogg, of course, is a big one. But yeah, just growing up, especially growing up in California. Growing up in Anaheim, where it's like you're like about 30 minutes south of LA.
Yep.
You're getting the whole package.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like, one, I was happy the Super Bowl was back in Los Angeles because, you know,
that's tight.
You know, one is like it's close enough to home. Especially, I also lived in Inglewood, so having it in Inglewood where the stadium is at, I was like, all right, cool. It's like my second home right there. But just hearing the music, hearing everything, being able to just dance and rap and sing, you know, this every single song with, you know, without missing a beat. I'm just like, yo, it was the best one. You know what I mean? Shakira and J-Lo was dope. The Weeknd was good. Rihanna was good.
The Weeknd was a little weird just because
his was a little weird.
But they had to make it weird because of
it's
COVID.
The Weeknd.
They had to make it weird.
That is true.
Because of COVID.
Because that was like that was the show where it was like it's kind of COVID. Here's the thing: it was in Tampa, so Florida in general, their COVID restrictions were not even restrictions. They were just there.
A little bit more lenient.
There were suggestions. There weren't restrictions.
Yeah,
you know.
But that's why most of the Weeknd's performance was on a camera, was on a screen. You know.
Yeah.
But no, the Weeknd was good, but the Eminem, when I was telling my friend, like the people at work about this, like, because most of the people at work are like older cats, and they were like, what you mean you grew up with Eminem, right? I'm like, well, smart ass, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I didn't grow up with him growing up as an artist. I just found his music and listened to him because.
Well, here's the thing too. With Eminem in particular, I don't know if you knew this. He was the reason why I started making music to begin with.
Oh, word.
Yeah, but going back to him, the thing is like I think it's also a fair thing to say we grew up with him because he had different eras. He had the '90s era where you had the Slim Shady EP or LP and the EP. Marshall Mathers LP, you had the Eminem show, you had those 3 albums, you know, going back to back to back. 2 of them going diamond.
That was his peak.
That was his peak. But you also had like his 2000s where you had Encore, you had Relapse, you had Recovery, which was like another era. That was, I want to say it's meh or
mid,
but it was
Recovery.
Recovery was not that bad of an album. No, it's not his best work.
It's definitely not his best.
It's not his worst.
As you get the 2000s later, then you got Kamikaze. You've got
you got Revival. You got the second Marshall Mathers LP, which here's the thing, and I see this on social media.
Dude, look, all of these guys are boomers now. They really.
I love them though. I love Eminem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I listen to is newer stuff, not as consistently as his older stuff. But here's the thing, and you know, Tyler Creator said this, which is like which is a valid point. You're like the best rapper in the most technical sense, like your flows, your punchlines, your lyric, like everything, your rhyme scheme, everything is just so technically good. It's like in a way it's almost bothersome because it's like that's all you're kind of expecting. You know what I mean? When you hear like, oh, Eminem is gonna drop a new song or he's gonna be featured on something,
it's gonna sound what to expect. Like an Eminem song.
So not even that's like an
Eminem song.
Yeah, sound like an Eminem song. But the thing is too, it's like, and I've seen a video about this. It's like Eminem's, you know, I guess offsprings are like the worst things ever because you see like you go on YouTube and you look at all the rappers trying to rap fast, and this was such a facade, especially back in like, and I feel bad talking about this only because like I was all part of it.
Oh yeah.
Back in like 2018, 19.
We all were, man.
We were all trying to be like, oh, we're trying to be the ones.
We're just trying to copy the people that we look up to.
No, it's not even just that. I'm talking in the sense of like, you know, we were at one point. I was trying to be that cringe. Oh, I'm trying to be the best rapper. I'm trying to save hip hop. Like that was me at one point.
That's good.
I grew up. You know what I mean? I grew up. You know, but
yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, some of it, you know, like I said, it's cool I love M. It's cool to have him, you know, as an inspiration. As like again, like he's the reason why I started to rap to begin with. You know, he was my favorite rapper at one point. You know, he still is. I still think he's in my top 5, you know, hip rappers of all time. You know what I mean?
He's probably number 1 for me.
He's like number 3 or 4. He's in my top. He's
probably number 1 for me.
The two.
I mean, look behind you. I mean,
you have NF. Yeah.
I've got NF, Pac, and Biggie are right there. Eminem's right behind you.
Those two right there, Pac and Biggie.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't matter what era you are at. I feel like this is such an unwritten rule because some people could have them in their top 5. In my opinion, it's an unwritten rule. You need to have them in the top 5.
Yeah, I think if you actually know what you're talking about,
you need Pac and Biggie.
Pac and Biggie are in your top 5. You don't even have to order them. They just have to be there.
To me, they're like...
they just have to be there.
2 is completely solidified, but it's the 1 and 3 slot that's flirting. Here's the thing, it's not because, you know, oh, I don't want them to be number 1. It's the fact that, and this is it's the fact that Kendrick is so good.
Try to keep your mouth that way.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. But it's like, Kendrick is so good. Right?
He is.
Kendrick, in my opinion, will go down in history as the greatest hip hop artist of all time. In my humble opinion.
You think so?
I 100% believe it.
I'm with you.
Because, you know, first of all, his mixtape, Overly Dedicated, is amazing. Section 80 was a good one. And then after Section 80, you get to Good Kid, Mad City. An amazing album.
You think that one was...
That's the album that solidified him as like one of the best rappers.
Yeah.
And then you get to Pimp a Butterfly.
I think so. Yeah, that was just like...
That was elevated.
Like, you think Good Kid, Mad City was good, you know? And you think to yourself, oh, can he get any better? Was Good Kid, Mad City, was that it?
No, it was not it. To Pimp a Butterfly was like, bro, in my opinion,
I think that's probably the best like album name ever too.
It was supposed to be there's 2 original names. One of them was How Much a Dollar Cost, which was one of the the other one was To Pimp a Caterpillar. The other one was To Pimp a Caterpillar. For one, because he's still growing into his cocoon to become a butterfly. But the second one, think of the initials. Think of just the initials of that album.
To Pimp a Butterfly?
A caterpillar.
Oh. P-A... Damn.
The album is heavily tied into the whole thing of Tupac. Even if you listen to Mortal Man, the last song, there's an interview clip where he has like he's like having a conversation with Tupac in the end of the last song.
Oh, word.
You know, but it's dope. It's so like everything. That album was just conceptually, it's amazing. The message and the impact is, extremely important. You know what I mean? And the music is just so off the wall, but yet so good, especially with jazz rap, with conscious hip hop.
Well, I mean, it's dude, beautiful. Rap and hip hop would not exist if jazz didn't exist. Rap and hip hop came from jazz.
From funk, from a lot of these,
If jazz was never, rap would never.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, because look, I mean, and something else that rapping came from, and this was actually this was one of my favorite classes in college that I thought I was gonna hate, but turned out loving, was the history of music.
I took that class online.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think that was because when I was going into it, I was like, well, this is a bum class. Well, I'm here to learn how to produce and engineer, and I'm gonna be going to a history class. Halfway through, I'm like, this is the coolest class ever. Because I literally learned I could semi-confidently tell you where music was born and then every inch of the way how it came to be now. Like
yeah.
I could tell you that. And that is a knowledge I didn't have before.
Prior.
And so with jazz, right, that's where rap came from, but also where rap came from was when it came to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Reggae, right? So you had this genre called dub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was just it was all bass, very bass heavy, and you had these things called toasters. Toasters was when the music would be going, and a toaster would start toasting. And a toasting is when that person goes like, the music's going and the toaster goes like, "Yama," and they just say these things.
Yeah.
Or they're like, "Big in the city," right? And it's just those, like, the first ever ad libs.
Yeah.
But they weren't ad libbing words; they were ad libbing music.
Yeah.
So what happened was those toasters started thinking, well, wait, what if we just keep going?
Yeah.
What if we just take the toasting from the music's going and they're like, DJ Funky on the beat, stuff like that, and then they thought to themselves, what if we just kept talking? And then they kept going with that, and eventually
hip-hop,
they just started rapping.
Yeah. And
it comes from that. Rap comes from that, and the music of rap comes from jazz.
Yeah.
Comes from jazz because jazz,
Sampling.
it was a primarily jazz is a black genre.
Yeah.
Like the African American history, jazz comes
Louis
from
Armstrong,
that
Miles
culture.
Davis,
even before that,
yeah.
right? Because jazz was the only way that they could express themselves in the 1930s, 1940s.
Yeah, of course.
So jazz came from black culture.
Of course.
And back then, right?
Not every genre.
Exactly. And facts. Because I mean, music comes from Africa. You cannot say music does not come from Africa. A lot of other music comes from other places.
Right.
But
the soul,
it
heart.
really came from Africa.
Yeah.
Like the banjo is an African instrument.
Yeah.
I never knew that, right? You could say things like, well, what about Appalachia, right? Because that's where country came from. It was Appalachia. How many black people were there in Appalachia, back then? Not too many, right? But again,
started it.
Mm-hmm, but again, the soul came from that. And jazz, right? Because it comes from work songs.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing humans have ever done. You've got slavery, the Holocaust, and naming that team the Nuggets, right?
you don't know what's another horrible sports team? Because if you think the Nuggets is bad, this is another one that's bad. This is a hockey team. It's only bad because as adults we get we have this word as a different term as what it should have been.
Hit me.
The Nashville Predators.
Chris Hansen. Get him. Lock him up.
Because it's like...
Nashville
Predators. As an adult.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, as an adult, you hear that word and it's just not even
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. I feel like
it's just a bunch of fat neckbeards that play League of Legends, just playing hockey.
Bro, I think if I'm mistaken, I think their logo is like a saber tooth. Which, funny enough, there's another team in hockey called the Buffalo Sabres. But there's a saber tooth tiger.
You messed up.
Right, it could have been something.
They could have been the something cool guys, but they chose the Predators.
They chose the Predators. Here's the thing. Back then, that word wasn't tied to what it is.
Look at Lars is inside of my scrubs.
Yeah, but going back to this, that word wasn't tied to what we know it is now was a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, back then it was like cool. You know, it's like
cool.
we are the predators.
We are like the hunters.
But now it's like, oh, we like to touch kids. You know, like yeah, it's horrible. Just bad. But yeah, back to what I was saying, like what's funny is like, okay, like who do you think of now that listens to jazz, that really enjoys good jazz?
In general,
like, rich white people is like the stereotypical audience.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. This groove is absolutely fantastic, right? Back then, jazz was seen as how hip hop was seen in the 2000s.
Same thing with it's how rock and roll was seen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like back then, jazz was like, oh, all of the rapscallion youngins listen to jazz. It's absolutely abhorrent. Like blah blah blah. You know, and then now it's like the roles totally switched.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like rap is like so rap has so much respect now compared to.
It's like the number one streamed genre since like 2017.
It's the like number one streamed genre.
Not even the number one selling artist genre in general. I don't know why I said artist. It's just
even artists. I mean, number one, I believe right now is either.
Well, okay, the highest.
The Weeknd is in the top 5. I'm talking about just Spotify here. This is Spotify statistics, but really Spotify statistics is basically world statistics.
In a way,
you have Spotify and Apple Music. If he's one on Spotify, he's probably one on Apple Music. But The Weeknd is impressive. Here's the thing: I don't like his music. I just don't. I don't care for the modern 80s music. That again, I'm not an R&B guy, dude. I don't care for it. I really, really don't. If I hear Blinding Lights one more time, I'm gonna kill.
That song did get overplayed.
But
he has so much better music.
He is so impressive though, because for a guy who isn't in the spotlight, how Bad Bunny's in the spotlight, like how Drake is in this spotlight, he is consistently like in the top 3.
Right.
That's incredible. But it's also Drake, and I don't really care for Drake either. But like
when I was younger, I liked Drake. Now that I'm older, it's like here's the thing. It's like the thing is right. Here's the thing. This is gonna tie back to Eminem. It's like a lot of hip hop fans are like, oh, when are Eminem fans gonna realize Eminem has is not in his peak anymore?
He is definitely not in his peak.
Or like in his prime. But I said the same thing. I said the same thing about Drake. It's like when people like Drake is not, one, I know he doesn't care to make quality music. Whatever he puts out is gonna sell. And then there's another artist who I don't know if I'm allowed to name him.
Popular?
He's a hip hop artist. He's very controversial, so I'm not gonna say his name.
Oh, Kanye?
Yeah, okay, that's why I said Kanye. Okay, cool. I don't know, because like some people are,
No. Kanye's great, dude.
Yeah, look, Kanye's older music is amazing. Just music, separating him from the art, separating the art from the artist. His older music from Graduation, College Dropout, obviously Late Registration.
What about
Twisted Fantasy?
Kids See Ghosts?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And unfortunately, that train is not going to happen again because him and Cudi, I don't know if they're back on good terms. I haven't kept up. The thing with Kanye is, like, I tell people the same thing. It's like, I just don't... It's not that I don't want the man to make music. It's the fact that it's not... Him as a rapper, I've never been a fan of him as a rapper.
Me neither.
As a producer, phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I mean, dude, he made history with his producing.
Yeah. As a rapper, it's like, okay, you know what I mean?
He's got his style.
He's got style. I tell the same thing about hip-hop fans, especially people from New York, hate me when I say this.
Say it.
Jay-Z at one point was never the best rapper or the most popular rapper.
Yeah.
Because he was coming up, it was DMX, it was Pac, 50, Ludacris, Outkast, Eminem, Drake, Lil Wayne had a run. And it's like, when you look at each individual year, I saw a video of this. Jay-Z was never the artist. He's a great artist. He's a great rapper, but he never was the guy at one point. People look at him as like, oh yeah, he's respected.
I think Lil Wayne is the best writer. What do you think? I think Lil Wayne is the best writer.
Best writer?
The best writer, not I'm not saying the best rapper.
I have to.
I'm not saying the best rapper, but either him or Eminem are the best writers.
But okay. I do want to ask you this question.
Hit me.
And when you say writer, are we talking about writing raps or just writing music? Because both of us are songwriters. Because here's the thing. Lyrics. It's hard for me to say who's the best writer, only because not everyone's gonna write the exact. We're not writing for the same reason.
Correct.
So it's hard for me to say.
No, fair.
Lil Wayne is an amazing writer.
Fair.
You know.
Okay, yeah. Then in that case, I will say he's one of the best.
He's one of the best, yeah. Because it's hard because it's like, here's the thing. As
fair.
a lyricist, well, easily top 3 ever.
I think that's what I'm trying. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
lyricist.
As a lyricist, he's top 3. But as an actual like writer and storyteller and everything, he's up there. Don't get me wrong. But you also got to think about. Kendrick. Got to think about Nas. You got to think about. Even Andre 3000, who is an amazing.
I had a homie tell me that he thought Andre 3000 is the best in the world, like in history.
I won't disagree with that.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's in my top 5 because my top 5 not in any order.
Top 5 for sure.
In my top,
but I don't know if he's number 1.
Because here's the thing, my top 5 is literally in no order. Well, except literally is gonna be M, Pac, Big, Kendrick, 3 Stacks.
Okay.
That's my top 5.
Okay.
You know, Andre, I would not be mad if anyone has him as the best to ever do. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that person is wrong in their opinion. I don't know. No, I don't know if Andre is number 1.
Look, here's the thing. I wouldn't. If someone would have told me, I'd be like, yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with them on the spot, but I just because again, I'm not like
my only thing. With Andre, and this is the only thing that will prevent me from like wanting to put him in number 1 because he's so good.
Hit me.
It's the solo discography. It's non-existent.
I know.
And it's just like, and I'm just like, I get why he didn't like his the album he put out. I understand why it's not a hip hop record. He could put out whatever he wants. I personally, as a music fanatic, not just hip hop, I love that album.
The song names on that album were hilarious.
Oh, of course, you know what I mean. I love that instrumental.
One song was called like, "This song is awesome because whenever I go, you already know what I'm thinking." Or it was just like the song names were like full sentences. I thought that was.
But you know what I mean. But it's like, that's the one thing, and that's my only gripe, is the fact that I wish Andre, when he was making music, even if he was too busy with Outkast, or in general, I just wish he would have a solo discography for me to like comfortably put him at number 1 if, you know, given the opportunity. Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, I just want, you know. And I have a bunch of criteria when it comes to who can I put in my top 5. Obviously, the discography is a good. 2, them as a rapper, like how good are they with writing and lyricism and all that stuff. But 3, this is the biggest thing. This is what people, you know, look at me as like, oh, you're just doing it for nostalgia. But no, it's how big was your impact?
Yeah.
In hip hop, I have to blend all of them together to see who can I put as the greatest. Because great can mean different things. But I think if you're great enough as a rapper, just as a writer, if you're great enough as a musician, you're great enough to put amazing projects together. Your impact was great enough to make a mark in hip hop. All those things combined, which is why I have 3 Stacks, Biggie, Pac.
You make a good point.
You know what I mean? Because like everyone's top 5 is gonna be different, especially in your era. Oh. In everyone's era. Because I've heard people was like, look, I'm a J. Cole fan. What I put him as, you know, he's my favorite rapper right now. Is he in your top 5? I literally said my top 5 is Eminem, Pac, Biggie, Kendrick Lamar, and Andre 3000. He's in my top 15.
15.
Top 15. That's maybe I could maybe flirt with him and having it at the 10th spot if I really wanted to.
I'm with you.
Here's the thing, and
I'm with you.
And it's people. I hate the J. Cole slander. Yeah. Yes, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of Cole. He's the reason why I've, you know, really took a shift in how I write music and how I even production, because he's a producer too. I don't know. A lot of people don't know he produces majority, if not all, of his songs. Um, but I hate the fact that people will slander him just to slander him. He is the only rapper right now that is up to par with Kendrick. And people love to disagree with that.
Do you think people slam him just because of his like just the people who like him are always just like he's like J. Cole is actually God, and do you think people get annoyed with that and that's why?
I think so, but here's the thing. I don't as a fan as a fan of him, I see the fanatics are crazy for him. But like I feel like that like crazy, like, oh my god, J. Cole this, J. Cole that has died down. Yeah. Because here's the thing. You know how hard it is to go platinum. You know it's hard to go platinum. Yeah. It's hard to go platinum with no features. Yeah. He did that 3 times in a row. Yeah. With 2014 Forest Hills Drive, with For Your Eyes Only, and with KOD. Mm-hmm. He went platinum with no features 3 albums in a row. That is difficult. It's hard to go platinum. It's even harder to go platinum by yourself. For him to go platinum by himself 3 times on 3 separate occasions, 3 albums in a row. That says something. One, it says something about his fan base, because his fan base is extremely loyal. Anyone who is a fan of Dreamville, me included,
they let you know.
They let you know.
They let you know, bro, for sure.
I used to have a Dreamville hoodie. That was like the only hoodie I would wear for months upon months. I would wash it, of course. Like, I want to make that clear, because like I'm not a dirty J. Cole fan, but no. Anyone who's a fan of Dreamville when it comes to Cole, Boz, Kaz, Ari Lennox, JID, Earth Gang, Lou, Omen, anyone who's a Dreamville fan, they are dedicated fans, especially even Top Dog fans.
What do you think of JID?
Bro, I love him.
He's great.
He's amazing.
He's good.
Amazing.
Top 15? Top 15?
It's too soon.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's
the
too
thing
soon.
With JID, he has 3 albums out. 3 official studio albums, which is The Never Story, The Forever Story, and DiCaprio 2.
DiCaprio 2's fire.
DiCaprio 2 is amazing.
DiCaprio 2's fire.
The Never Story was also a good album. But The Forever Story, I don't know if I said that right. The Forever Story, his last album. Yeah. I was upset I didn't get a Grammy nomination.
This year?
No, year before.
Yeah.
I was upset I didn't get a Grammy nomination. I don't know if it's because he didn't release it in time, but either way, yeah, that should have been Grammy nominated.
Oh man, dude,
that should have been.
Harry Styles won, bro. Harry Styles won.
It's just like, but I'm okay in terms of like just Grammys for hip hop. I feel like a lot of times the Grammys do hip hop a disservice. A lot of times.
Yeah, but this year kind of. This year kind of did a service to hip hop too much, with Killer Mike winning.
I loved the Killer Mike album. Yeah. So I was happy he won. Here's the thing, right? Utopia was a good album. I'm gonna put that on the record. Utopia was a good album.
Utopia was good. Who do you think would have won if not Killer Mike?
I think Travis would have won. Because honestly, here's the thing: Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin, great album. What was the other one? What was Her Loss? I forget, because Drake dropped like 3 albums this last year.
Wasn't it SZA also on there?
But she was more R&B. So here, in terms of hip, there was first 5 hip rap albums. It was Killer Mike, Travis Scott, Drake, Metro Boomin. I forgot the 5th one. Oh, I think it was Nas. I think it was King Disease.
Yeah, you're right. It was one with or was it the Migos?
No, Migos did it.
It was Nas.
It was Nas.
It was the one with the 3.
The gold bars as the number 3. Yeah, so King's Disease 3 was nominated as the.
So you were happy with Killer Mike?
I was happy with Killer Mike.
I think Metro Boomin should have won.
You think Metro Boomin? I respect that. Yeah. The only one that I think, and this is nothing against Nas, because Nas is the one that flirts between top 5 and top 10. Yeah. I will always switch out Nas with like either a 3 Stacks or an Eminem as like the number 5 spot. Fair. Every now and then, depending on how I'm feeling on the day. But the King Disease trilogy in general, like, it's a great trilogy. Do I feel like it was the best album that was there? I would have questioned King Disease winning over Killer Mike any day. Because it's like, okay, now you're just like, I get it. Because all 3 of those albums were Grammy nominated. The first one won the Grammy for Best Rap Album. That year, it was Jay Electronica, it It was Royce da 5'9". It was Freddie Gibbs and D Smoke. D Smoke is a smaller rapper. He have you ever heard of Rhythm and Flow, the rap contest on Netflix?
No.
There was a rap con show on Netflix. But like it's kind of like America's Got Talent style, but for specifically hip hop. I actually like the show. The D Smoke was the winner of that show, which, contest aside, he's an amazing artist. Amazing artist. You know, so I'm happy he got a nod for Grammy nomination for Best Rap Album and Best New Artist. So when Nas won that one, I was like, you know what? That was a year where, one, that was like a pandemic year, so everyone was hesitant to drop. That was 2020 was the year.
That was it. That was
2020 was a year for hip hop or for music in general, that people were hesitant to drop albums. Because here's the thing with
they just didn't know, like there were no venues to be playing.
And that's the thing.
But then at the same time, because everyone's at home,
they
could just bump it over and over again.
Right. You know, so it's like in 2020. We had a lot of great hip hop albums, in my opinion. 2020, we had the 5 that I mentioned. Logic dropped No Pressure. Big Sean dropped Detroit 2. What else dropped?
Dude, 2020 feels like it was.
So January in 2020, we had Circles by Mac Miller. We had Music to Be Murdered by Eminem.
I forget that. I like Music to Be Murdered by.
That was a good album.
I think it's an incredible album.
My only issue with it, and this is with any album in general,
hit me.
It's bloated. I'm not listening.
It is.
There's a sweet spot with albums, and people were like, oh, it's just the attention span. It's not even just the attention span. I am not gonna go out of my way to listen to a 30-song. The only album I gave the exception to that rule was Mr. Morale and the Big Step.
Yeah.
Only because it was Kendrick, and I've been fiending for Kendrick music.
And you know what's funny about Music to Be Murdered by is you thought that album was long, bro. He put out a Music to Be Murdered by Side B, which was a whole. It was all new songs
prior to playing to the original. Funny enough, which the Side B was good too.
The Side B was very good.
But
I really liked that album.
Yeah, it was great. But no, so like that's my thing with albums, which is like you cannot. In my opinion, 15 songs is the max. In my opinion.
I'm with you.
Because it's like, you cannot... At that point, you're just bloating a project.
I think you should allow the listener to have the choice of, do I want to listen to this all in one go, or do I want to split it up? But once it reaches past 15, there is no choice of listening it all into one go unless that person really, really wants to.
Yeah, that's the thing with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
You have now taken away that choice from them, and now it's like,
you're there.
Well, I have to split this up because like you could do that maybe if you had a long drive ahead, or you do it during your shift or whatever. But
well, the thing is, with Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper specifically, it's a double album. You know what I mean? So so realistically speaking, you are 2 albums into one. They're both 9 songs. Technically, it's 9 and then 10 because he added the Hard Part 5 at the end of the album. But no, that was an amazing project.
So Drake's album For All the Dogs. Okay.
I didn't listen to it a lot.
Did you listen to it at all though?
I listened to it a lot. Yeah.
I have an opinion about that album. I don't really like Drake, but I'm pretty good at just kind of gauging if it's good or not, you know?
Yeah. It was a good album.
I think that album would have been amazing if Drake wasn't in it. The features were incredible. Features were incredible.
That's another thing too. It's like
the features were better than him.
I will agree. But I will say, in some of the songs, he did hold his own.
He did. Of course, he's gonna hold his own. But the
features outshine him.
Yeah, man. Like, dude, Yeet got so much traction because of that album. I
can't do Yeet's music, bro.
Dude,
I tried. I genuinely tried.
Let me tell you this. I don't listen to Yeet at all.
I've heard his last album,
but he is the only person I listen to in the gym.
Only in the gym.
I do not listen to anything else. anything else.
Just Yeet.
For the last couple of months, that is the only thing I've ever listened to in the gym.
Just Yeet.
And I'll tell you why. It's not that I like Yeet.
The music will
I like his producer.
The music
you
will
can
amp
you
up.
cannot tell me that the producer. If I could just take Yeet out of every single Yeet song and just
have an instrumental album?
Listen to the producer, that is one of the best producers I've heard in a long time.
You made me think of a question. You as a music production student, how do you feel of instrumental albums?
Depends on who's making it. And I'm not saying just producer, I'm saying it depends on the artist. Is this an artist that's made instrumental albums in the past? Is this an artist that's never made an instrumental album? I think,
or like even when produce, like, for example,
I think context matters. But yeah,
I want the clap too.
Context matters. We were just talking about, we had to take a little pee break. Yeah. Context matters for the instrumental album, man. Have they done it before?
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Who is it?
I'm gonna give you a few examples. The first one is an artist that didn't do an instrumental album, but I feel he would do great as just making an instrumental album. Kanye. If he did a pure instrumental album, think about it. His variety of production.
Yes, I think it would be amazing. Mm-hmm. Would he ever? No.
I think he should,
but he will never, and I will tell you why. He needs to talk. He makes music to say what's on his mind. He has a lot on his mind. That's why he makes music. He has a lot to say. Yeah. I don't think he'd ever allow himself to do an instrumental album.
I'm gonna give you another example. Hit me. This is a producer, which we already talked about the Grammys. If Metro Boomin did a pure instrumental album,
I think he's one of the best producers, man. I love Metro Boomin.
If Metro did he's had, he's what DJ Khaled thinks he's doing.
Look at what.
I'm sorry. Look,
so
everyone.
Funny.
Look, we go to a school that's like heavily in the music industry and like in the film industry and everything like that. I get why they call DJ Khaled a producer because of the actual like.
What does he even do?
He just curates music. He brings people together, and I hate. And here's the thing: people are like, oh, that's a producer, bro. You are an A&R. That's all you are. You are an A&R bringing
Khaled
people.
Is an event organizer. Bro, DJ Khaled is if Eventbrite was a rapper.
And I guess, and it's like, people are like, oh, the producer makes the decisions. He's the one doing everything for the album.
Who says that?
Bro, and in art and recording arts, when you're actually getting into the music business of it, they call DJ Khaled a producer because he's the one putting the album together. I get it, but if you're not doing the lyrics, you're not making the actual beats, he's not even the engineer, bro. He's just putting people together, and that's the one thing is like I can't.
DJ Khaled is just like the Holiday Inn for talent,
bro. And here's the thing, and I'm sorry to get off topic, but I have to like rant.
No, hit me.
It's just like I can't love a DJ Khaled album because it's like knowing only because the only thing he did was put people in the group chat. It's like, yo, y'all make a song.
I like DJ Khaled songs. I don't like DJ Khaled albums. I really like the song.
It's just a compilation. It's just.
I really like a couple songs off of God Did. I like the one with it was Eminem and Kanye.
Bro, he even produced that album. Dr. Dre produced that album.
Oh, I know.
DJ really Khaled makes glorified. Now that's what I call music albums. He just makes facts. That's what I call music. He makes just compilations.
That's a good take. No.
Going back,
I really don't know who would disagree with that.
Okay, but going back, I'm sorry for the rant, but going back, so Metro Boomin, like I said, Metro Boomin made a pure instrumental album.
And I think he proved that with his work with 21.
Yeah.
Listen to his songs. That's Metro Boomin and 21. Half of the song is the beat.
But it's a great album.
Oh, it's so good.
If Metro made a pure instrumental album,
that would do very well.
Now,
I love Metro.
Now, another one. This is a producer who only has one album out, but he has a lot of credits. Kenny Beats. I listened to his instrumental album. I loved Louis. I loved it. Would you listen to it? I
think the thing with Kenny Beats is,
I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna agree or disagree.
I don't know, dude. It's nothing against him because I've really never listened to him.
Okay, that's fair.
It's the people that love him,
bro.
Like
okay,
his cult following. There's a difference between. I don't mind the people that love him.
I love him.
I can't stand the people who are like.
Here's the thing. He has different fan bases.
Exact.
He has different fans. There's people that love Kenny Beats, and there's people that love The Cave. The Cave, you know what The Cave is?
No.
The Cave is a show. Like, I'm gonna do Kenny promo. The Cave is a show that's on YouTube. It's a bi-weekly show where he has artists come into the studio and make a song in 10 minutes. That's cool. I love it. Now, there are fans of The Cave, and there's fans of Kenny Beats. Kenny Beats, if you actually watch him make music, and he is a phenomenal not only a phenomenal producer, he's a phenomenal musician. He has 2 videos on YouTube.
He is very talented. I'm I've never really listened to him.
Listen to Louis. I think that could.
The thing with Kenny Beats, man, is it's actually like really specific. There's this one homie that I went to school with, like, that I went to college with, and
our school or some
our
school.
And he loved Kenny Beats, but this guy that I'm talking about was just a grade A loser.
Do I know him?
Probably.
We'll talk about
probably not, but probably I don't know. He was just like an absolute bully, just bad, just gross person. And all he did was swear by Kenny Beats. So every time I hear Kenny Beats, I just think.
That's fair.
I just think about.
That's not even against Kenny. That's against his fans.
Exactly. And
one fan.
That's why I can't have an opinion on him.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you another producer. Already one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time.
Hit me.
Jay Dilla. He has an amazing discography, in my opinion.
Listen to him enough. I have not listened to him enough.
Now, obviously, the food.
The what?
That you will love his album Donuts.
Okay.
Give it a listen. One of the greatest.
I will. No, I mean, yeah, I will always listen to what people tell me to listen to. I'm odd in the sense of I don't do a whole lot of discovery. I let the discovery come to me, and then I love it.
Yeah, but give Jay Dilla, he's one of the producers where you can't really say hip hop without Dilla.
Okay.
It's him. It's Ninth Wonder. It's Dre.
What era is Jay Dilla? Like, what are we 90s, talking?
2000s.
Okay.
He's from Detroit, but he does a lot of boom bap.
Word.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of location, tell me you're from the West Coast.
Yes, sir.
The differences. West Coast.
Where do I begin?
Right now, we are on as east as it gets, man. We are in Florida right now.
In Orlando.
Me and you have been living here for the last couple years. Yeah. I'm almost 3. We are on the East Coast, and I'm from the Midwest. He is from the West Coast.
Straight from the coast.
Give me your opinion.
My opinion. This is nothing against the East Coast in specific. I'm gonna just say whatever I'm saying is not about the East Coast. It's about Florida, because I've only been in Florida and the East Coast. To be fair, so Florida is very, very, in the most straightforward way, it's the most interesting state I've lived in. I've only lived in 3 states, but by far I feel like I could live anywhere else in the country and it will not compare. Because Florida is Florida.
I'm with you.
Because it is the most... Bro, I don't know how to describe
So many different people.
So many different people. So many... Because you get, like... Because here's the thing. Florida is like... You have the 2 biggest cities. Obviously, the biggest one is Miami. And then you can say Orlando.
I think Orlando's bigger.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? Florida is actually 3 different states in itself. Check this out.
Yeah.
The more north you get, the more south it is.
100%.
So you 100%.
have
100%. Florida is 3 states. You have North Florida, which is just the stereotypical Southern American. You have the bayous, the swamps, the shooting, the hunting. get her done. Yeah, get her done. Yeah. Right. So North Florida is just the South. Middle Florida, you have your attractions. Middle Florida is just Disney.
Middle Florida is Florida's makeup.
It's just Disney.
It's literally makeup.
It is just Disney. It is very shiny, very, very pretty to cover up everything else. You have Disney, Universal. You have a lot of things to do.
Very college oriented.
Very college oriented. It's very social.
There's like three.
Very, very social.
Bro, we are in the vicinity. Besides the school that we go to, there are like 4 schools. Not even just because obviously we have the big one, UCF, but we have other schools in the vicinity of just everywhere.
Every single party that I went to.
It's a mix of every single school.
It was never just one college.
It's a mix of like 5 schools, and I'm just like, how is that a thing?
And then Southern Florida is just Little Cuba
and Puerto Rico.
Little Puerto Rico.
It's a little Latin
Cuba,
town.
Little Puerto Rico. That's it.
Cuba,
Southern
Puerto
Florida.
Rico.
If you divide Florida evenly into 3 pieces, the bottom one is literally just
Latin Florida.
That's
Latin Florida, attractions, rednecks.
Yeah. When I heard someone say the more north you get, the more south it gets, I was like, that's genius.
It's like Lightning McQueen and Doc Hudson. You turn right to go left.
Oh man,
I love cars.
Yeah, no, same. That's like my favorite. That's like my favorite.
So
movie.
Speaking of comparing them, is like before I moved to Florida, back in Tacoma, my college advisor, he was basically like, he's not just my college advisor. He's like a mentor. He's like, he used to do music back in the 90s. He actually has a song with E40. Funny enough.
Oh wow,
bro, it's crazy, but he's dope. He used to be Wu-Tang affiliated. Funny enough. That's how crazy he was doing it. That's how crazy he was back in the 90s. He was affiliated with Wu-Tang. He had a song with E40. It's crazy. But he told me that like Florida's like the East Coast California. And again, I've only been in the East Coast when it comes to Florida. This is the only East Coast I've been to. I kind of see the similarities, but at the same time, it's just like
it's a coastal state.
It's a coastal state.
You're gonna see similarities, but
you see similarities. But I tell people this. It's like, how do I say this? It's like, because I lived in Washington. Washington, in my opinion, is one of the most liberal states you could get. Florida is one of the most conservative states you get. It was a culture shock and a half because I was ready for the whole, conservative thing. I really was. But I wasn't ready enough. Because it was such a culture shock. Because you could get conservatives down to the farthest of the farthest right. It's right. It's right. Okay. So the farthest right wing you could get in Florida, and it's literally like you get all the spectrum of the right wing.
And you're coming from pure left wing.
You know what I mean? In Washington, you know what I mean? Obviously, you have some right wingers over there. You have some conservatives out there, which you're gonna have a mix. But it's like such a huge thing. I'm more moderate. I lean in the middle because I think both sides have their flaws. They have a lot of their flaws.
I'm middle leaning right. I'm middle leaning right.
It's funny. I'm more middle leaning left.
Yeah, but again, it's just it's because where we come from.
Where we come exactly.
I come from Illinois.
Yeah,
bro. That's like you cannot get more Midwest.
Yeah, I come from Southern California, but also living in Western Washington.
Now, you know how Florida we just said is divided up into like 3 parts. Is California the same?
2 parts.
2 parts. Tell me.
North and south.
And what's the difference? And what is the division?
The division is so weird.
Where's like what city?
I will say.
What's the division?
The division is so weird because you could say like the Bay Area, anything between the Bay Area and LA is like the line.
Okay.
It's weird because the Bay Area, geographically speaking, is Central California. But is geographically.
Right.
But that's what we call Northern California.
Okay.
NorCal. I'm from SoCal. So whatever I say is going to sound pretty kind of biased. But SoCal is the best part.
Why?
You have the beaches. You have, you know,
no beaches in North.
Not a lot. You have Santa Monica. You got Venice. You got everything. There's more diversity in SoCal. Granted, LA has gotten gentrified as the years gone by. Same thing with my hometown in Anaheim has gotten gentrified mainly because Disney. You say Disney is an issue here. Yeah. You say Disney is a crazy thing and an issue here in Orlando.
It's crazy.
It's worse in Anaheim because Disney is what helps Anaheim run. We take Disney out of the equation. Yes, Orlando will take a big hit, but you have other things still going on in Orlando. In Anaheim, the only other thing to do besides Disney is go to a hockey game to watch the Ducks and go to a baseball game to watch the Angels. And as an Angels fan, I'm upset because we can't do anything right. And I'm not trying to go into a sports rant, but it's like it's a lot going on. But with SoCal, you have LA, you have Anaheim, you have San Diego. You kind of have, so we'll kind of claim the Redlands, we'll kind of claim Riverside and, you know, Bakersfield. Like, I guess we'll do it, you know what I mean? But, like, it's a whole different culture shock when you go from the Bay to the Southern California.
I got you.
It's a whole shift because it's like the slang is different. Especially, here's the thing. I didn't grow up in the ghetto. But I grew up close enough to experience it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What's some SoCal slang?
I haven't been there since I was like, I haven't lived I moved out of Southern California when that was 2012, so I was 11. So I didn't really get to grow up.
And then you went from there to Washington. Okay.
So some people will look at me like, oh, you grew up in Washington. No, my heart's in California.
Now, where are you going to?
Going back to Washington.
Okay, word.
Going back to Washington.
So, yeah, no SoCal slang that you can remember, but, you know, like Florida slang, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we got? Jit.
Jit is the biggest one.
Jit. But, like, that's, yeah, like, I'm not gonna.
I started saying jit unironically.
I'm not gonna be slinging around jit anytime soon. I'm not really the.
I've heard boof.
I'm not really the demographic that uses jit.
No, you're not. I've heard people like, oh, that's boof. I'm like, what is that? I've heard
bum. You know, and
Seattle slang is kind of crazy. Oh, that's dip. That's filthy. That's,
yeah.
You know.
But something else I saw is like, I thought it was funny. I saw this meme about like Florida creatives saying bye to each other, and it's like love, yeah, no, for real, love, man, yeah, no, facts, love, man, and I was just like, that's so true because
you don't say bye, you say
every single time we would leave a venue, it takes 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just like hugging each other, be like, no, love, homie. Like,
no, I leave, bro. I'll be like, all right, bro, I'm out of here.
Like, dude,
like, oh, that's it. You just try to have a conversation. Like, dude, I gotta go.
I'm hungry, man. Like,
I got
go.
food, and it was like, they'll be like, you just eat 5 minutes ago. I'm starving.
Yeah, man.
No, but
dude, yeah,
no, but living in the West Coast, it's fun. Living in California is an experience other than Washington. But living in California, sunny, it's hot. You know what I mean? I feel like if I would have lived there as an adult, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
Just to be like, okay, I really got to experience and remember the things. You know what I mean? Get to experience California. Yeah. But again, that's where my heart is. All my best memories as a kid, you know.
Oh yeah.
Started in California. Obviously, I started making music and I started to like become a person in Washington. Mm-hmm. But my roots are still connected to California. I was still, you know, love to be back in Anaheim. Hit up Most 2, which is like the teriyaki joint over there. It's a, you know, have the amazing teriyaki there. I would love to be back. You know, my mom went to school, I believe in Fullerton, if I'm not mistaken, still in Orange County. Living there, you know what I mean. Go to Santa Ana. You know, hit up the Mexican spots, hit up the elote and the el taquero just around the corner on the stand. Yeah. As in making me an elote or making me a raspado, which is basically shaved ice. Right. You know, but it's yeah. But it's like, I would love to be back, you know, going to the fruta stands, you know, getting like fruta with tajin and chamoy, you know what I mean? Eating all that, bro. Yeah, you don't get that in Washington, but in Washington, it's like a whole different thing because it's colder.
What's the Hispanic population in Washington?
It's actually pretty, I don't know the percentage, but it's actually, like, well diverse.
For real?
Right. So here's the thing.
I thought Wisconsin. Yeah, I know. I thought Washington would be, like, just, like, Because I mean,
Washington is very diverse.
Interesting.
It's very diverse. You get a lot of Hispanic. You get a huge Hispanic population. A lot of it Mexican. You know. You also have a lot of Pacific Islanders.
Okay, yeah,
you have a lot of Pacific Islanders. A lot of people who are Chamorro. A lot of people who are Polynesian. Yeah, people like Kaori. She's from Guam, so we have a lot of people from Guam. We have a lot of people from Samoa. We have a lot of Samoans.
Oh, for real?
We have a lot of Samoans. We have a lot of people from Samoa.
Yeah, Samoa.
What else? We have what was it? I have I don't know, my cousin's fiance, he's Micronesian.
It's a thing.
Micronesia. It's like, I don't know the actual regional thing, but it's still Pacific Islander. He's from
Micronesia?
Yeah. I don't know the actual like regional
Is there
history.
a Meganesia?
I don't know. Yeah, but he's Micronesian. He's from I'm laughing because they're gonna laugh at me when I say this. He's from an island called Yap.
Called Yap?
Yap. And I'm only laughing because nowadays Yap is just a term. It's like, oh, he's just yapping. You know what I mean?
Bro, you are never... If you're from Yap, you are never winning an argument.
Of course the guy from Yap yapping.
If you are...
No, he's dope people.
If you are Yappian... You are never winning.
Japanese.
You are never winning.
No, but
that's just like the Hispanic way of saying Japanese, bro.
Japanese.
Japanese.
It's Japanese. No,
but
no, you have a lot of. But you have
Japanese.
You have a lot of you have a Hispanic demographic in Washington. You have a lot of Pacific Islanders. You have a lot of Vietnamese and Korean people there, which is actually pretty cool.
You've got
Filipinos.
You've got a lot of homies over there, man.
In Washington, yeah.
Wow.
Here's the thing. A lot of my family's now in Washington.
Them.
A lot of my family's in Washington now. We all left. We all started leaving California 2012, and we all like
for what?
Just to my when I was living with my grandma at the time, she wanted a fresh start.
Okay, word.
She wanted to leave California. She wanted to leave everything out about California in the past. Me being rooted in California, I still wanted to bring it with me, which I did, and I bring it everywhere. I tell everywhere when I perform, I tell people I know I'm in the East Side, but everywhere I go is the West Coast. You know what I mean? Throwing up the W everywhere. You know what I mean? I let people know, this is the West Side now. I know we're in Orlando, this is the West Side, but whatchamacallit? So she wanted a fresh start. So I was like one of the only people that really in my family. The only ones that really embraced being from California is me, my mom, and my stepdad. We're the ones that, because my mom and my stepdad, they grew up. You know what I mean? They grew up in Anaheim. They grew up in Santa Ana.
Like, I'm only from one place. It's Illinois. And the thing with Illinois is, when I say I'm from Illinois, they go, oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
I was like, no. You have to understand that Chicago and Illinois, like how Florida's divided in 3.
Yeah.
Cali's divided in 2.
Yeah.
Florida and Illinois, there isn't a division like those two. It's that Chicago is its own state.
Yeah.
Chicago is not Illinois. Chicago is its own state.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, right? So
it's like for another example of that is like Atlanta and Georgia. It's like, people think you're from Atlanta. No, you're from other places. You got Savannah, you got other places.
Because the thing is, right, like, look at, like, the political voting maps. It's really funny, right? So, Illinois is a blue state, right?
Yeah.
That's only because of Chicago. Because Chicago is a dot in Illinois, right?
It's very populated.
It is a dot, and everywhere else in Illinois is just bright red, right? Like, everywhere else, every inch outside of Chicago is nothing but red.
Yeah.
And there's one little blue dot, and that
makes a difference.
And it's a blue state because there are more people in Chicago than there are everywhere else, which is insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. I'm from the red part. Like, I'm from, like farming and tractors and,
what city specifically?
A little bit of moonshine. And so I'm from El Paso, Illinois, which when I say El Paso, Illinois, they're like, Texas. Like, nah, homie.
Close enough.
I'm from El Paso, Illinois, and I didn't know that El Paso was was Spanish until
the past.
Like, I didn't know that until like much later because I had one black friend growing up and I had one Hispanic friend growing up. That's it.
That's the trio you need. Just a black guy, a Mexican guy, and a white guy. That's all you need, bro.
That is it.
That's all. Everyone has that one friend group.
That's it. No. But what I'm saying is that
it's the most racially ambiguous as you can get.
But I'm not saying I had just one black friend and one Hispanic friend. I'm saying there was only one black family in the entire town.
Oh,
and only one Hispanic family in the entire town.
That's all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of, I look, when I tell people I'm Mexican, I stand out like a sore thumb, especially in Florida.
Oh, they did.
I know.
They did, but no, we were. But that's the thing is, even though there wasn't that much diversity, like I grew up loving culture diversity. Like,
oh, bro,
that's why I love Florida so much.
Dude, that's so how I really got to appreciate that was in Washington and back in my community college, we went to a convention called the Students of Color Conference.
Okay.
It was basically a majority minority,
sure,
conference. Obviously, white students were allowed to go just to experience it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, when you think of students of color, think of like people of color. You think of majority African American,
mm-hmm.
but they're trying to be like, oh no, we're including Hispanics, people from Asia, people from the Middle East, people from everywhere around the world that's not white.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I got there, I was like, okay, let's see how it is. But then it felt so nice being in a room full of nothing but people that I could share.
I'm with you.
Share experiences, share backgrounds. Because I was in a room with nothing but a bunch of Hispanic people. Granted, majority Mexican because we were in Washington. We got people from El Salvador, which that felt nice to me because my grandma, she's Salvadorian. Yeah, people from Colombia, Argentina, Bolivia, Costa Rica.
Oh, word.
Everywhere from Central and South America, that was from anywhere from Latin America. They were from there, you know what I mean? And it felt great because I was like, bro, it felt like it was crazy. But what scared me, and this is what scared me, and this is an actual proven statistic, and I don't know why they said this out loud, but 2/3 of that room was undocumented. Wow. And it scared me because I was like, bro, in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, one wrong little thing and this could turn into a rape. Because here's the thing. Obviously in Washington State, I forgot what they call it. It's a term for a state that's where ICE cannot just go into you and barge into you and take you out. You have to do something illegal and you get arrested, and if you pop up the system as undocumented, they'll send you back. But they can't just. It's not like in California where they could just barge in somewhere, take you back to the border, and that's that. You know what I mean? But that's what I was used to for the longest.
No warrant needed. No
warrant needed. That's how it is back in California and other states too. And in Washington, you need a warrant. Be like, hey, we're looking for so and so.
The Sixth Amendment doesn't pertain.
Right.
To that.
Right. So I was scared in the back of my head because that's all I was used to after hearing stories from people back in California, and the news and everything. So that it shook me because literally when they announced 2/3 of this room is undocumented, you could hear a needle drop ding, you could hear, that's how quiet it was, and I was of course I'm the one that had to say something, and I was like, damn. Yeah. And literally everyone starts laughing. I was like, okay, because I was the first one to have a reaction. Someone had to break the ice. And it just happened. Of course it was me. Of course it was Emerson.
Break the ice.
Of course it was Empxct.
Ice.
I hate you so much. You didn't have to exaggerate it. You didn't have to exaggerate it.
Bro, that's
Are you gonna do an edit?
That's wild.
Are you gonna do an edit in the podcast? Yeah. You gonna zoom into your face.
No, that's.
But it's a scary feeling.
Yeah, we didn't have any of that.
No, it's a scary feeling because it's I say one wrong thing and this could turn into a raid because literally it's obviously in Washington it's safer to be there because you're not gonna be like I said, you're not gonna get barged into. But again, the experience and hearing of everything. I'm obviously I was born in the States. Majority of my family now is born in the States. You know what I mean? So we don't have to worry about that.
Word.
You know what I mean? And then when my grandparents came to the States, they became residents back in during the Ronald Reagan era. So we're all good.
Same when my great grandfather and stuff moved from Sicily,
was it during the Reagan?
I don't know. No, it wasn't Reagan, but when he got to Ellis Island because he he got because like they booked him and everything and like he was he was official, but like back then like all of those immigrants like try to change their name and stuff like that.
Oh, my grandparents kept their name. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, my great grandfather's name is Celestino.
Nice.
I was named
you inherited the name
after him, but his real name was Celestine. But just through all of the crap with the immigration and Ellis Island and stuff like that, it's just trying. Yeah, he kept it though, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, so like, but going back to that, it like I said, it scared me because it was because like literally someone can be a dick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And literally make a phone call and be like, yo, we have a bunch of people here. Especially where we're staying in Eastern Washington, Eastern Washington is not Eastern, Central Washington. That's scary. Well, we're in Yakima. So like that side, like that's the Western Washington is blue, Eastern Washington / Central Washington is red.
I'm with you.
So in my head, I'm like, bro, one phone call from someone who feels wrong about a bunch of minorities from different community colleges staying in one area, and they you know what I mean? Because people would be dicks and be like, oh, I feel threatened. I have to make a phone call and have everything shut down. And like those students that were unfortunately undocumented, I don't know. I hope hopefully they were get their things situated. But at that time, literally one person can ruin the whole thing. And I'm over here in my head like, bro, I'm glory to God, nothing bad.
You're safe.
You know what I mean? I'm safe regardless. But I will feel heartbroken seeing someone else, like literally the person next to me.
Like that could have been you if your parents like
had me in Mexico. Mm-hmm. That could have been me. Mm-hmm. I was born here. You know what I mean? So like I don't have to experience that, but knowing someone else has to live with that idea in their back of their heads, like, bro, I have to make sure I'm straight, otherwise I'm back my home country. You. It's a scary feeling, bro. It is. You know what I mean? So, like, I tell people, it's like, bro, I have a lot of compassion for people from different countries. I have a lot of... Because even though I was born here, in my heart, I feel... I tell people, even though I was born in the States, I feel more Mexican than I'm American. I'm only American because I was born here. You know what I mean? But everything about me straight up from Mexico. You know what I mean? My heart is from Mexico. My life is from Mexico.
I mean, me to a lesser extent as that, but, like, I was born here, but, like... Growing up, like everything was Italian.
Yeah, everything was Italian, Sicilian.
Every gathering was Italian. Every grandparent is Italian. Everybody is Italian. We got people speaking Italian. Like my name, like like everything is Italian. But I wouldn't ever say that I'm like more Italian than American because really at the end of the day, I am just an Italian American.
Yeah, obviously, like I said, I'm Mexican American. Like national.
I mean, you are. Yeah, but but how you express your culture and how you feel.
I'm very proud of my culture.
You guys can't see this, but I have a flag. I have an Italian flag bigger than me up on my wall.
Were you at my old apartment? Did I have my Mexican flag up at the time? Yeah, you seen it. Yeah, so I was, like I said, I'm very proud of my heritage. I'm very proud of where I come from, and I tell my mom, like, dude, I was born, as a Mexican American, and I was born with Mexican roots. I'm going to embrace it. That's who I am. Nothing will ever change.
I mean, because I mean, look, dude, like that is what America is.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
America, at the end of the day, is just all immigrants.
Right. You know what I mean?
Like and everyone's and even the whitest of the white people.
They're immigrants.
They were more immigrants. They were emigrating to America.
Yeah, we are.
But still, all immigrants or immigrants.
Oh yeah, of course, bro.
And like, obviously with his like the history of Hispanic people, the Europeans with Ellis Island.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was, right? Like that, like. Yeah, man. But that's why I love Florida so much, because back in Illinois, no diversity. Florida,
there's a lot of diversity.
So many people I can meet, man. I love it, man. Yeah, man. Dude.
Bro, people get excited when other Hispanics they get, I don't know what it is, they get super excited when I tell them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
do they not think you're Mexican at
some
first?
of them don't, bro. I apparently I'm white passing.
I mean, I
know I'm on the pale side.
But you're not pale. Like,
I know. Like, compare you and me. I have I have a little bit of seasoning in me.
You've got a bit more cumin on you, but you know it's.
I have a lot of sazona, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's people. I guess bro. A lot of Hispanics.
Yo soy blanco. Yo soy arroz blanco.
Yeah, arroz blanco. Yo soy arroz rojo. You know, so.
Un poquito sabor.
So it's like a lot of Hispanic, even like back in Washington, they get surprised. Like Mexican families, they look at me when I hear them when they hear me speak Spanish, and they know the way I'm pronouncing my words and the way I'm saying, like, oh, you're Mexican. I'm like, yes, I am. Like, you could have just I tell them like, bro, just ask next time.
I've definitely learned that. So like obviously like I'm not Hispanic or anything, but for those of you who don't know, I run pretty deep in the Hispanic music scene. Yeah, and I've been around Hispanics more than I've been around any other culture.
Dude, your guitarist is Colombian.
Yeah, like so I've been able to tell the difference between accents. Like,
yeah, I've able to pick them up easy.
Like that, yeah. Like if someone starts speaking, if someone starts speaking Spanish, I almost said Italian. If someone starts speaking Spanish, like I could accent. Pretty easily tell by now, just with years of being around the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, dude, we've got a few viewer questions. Go
for it, gang.
And
Go for it.
Dude, let's check this out. The first one we have, all right? This comes from Evan Greenfield. A bit of a simple question. How do you perceive the quantum entanglement of subatomic particles in relation to the socioeconomic implications of artificial intelligence governance with post-industrial societies?
Can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now, bro?
That's funny.
Is that an actual question?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right there.
I don't know what that is.
So, I think this is an interesting question. Obviously, this is my expertise. I think you came to the right guy. You came to the right person. Me and Emerson, we've talked about this for a long time.
Oh,
but there are things we can and cannot say about this.
Okay.
We've been given information that we are not allowed to share just yet.
True.
But what I will say to you
it's Area
is
51 level information.
Exactly. What I will say to you now is what I can give you right now pertaining to that inquiry. I would say because how I would answer that,
right,
in this moment in time,
right, of course,
because it's interesting how what I would say to that is, because my response to that question would be, we're looking into it.
Of course. We're doing deep research.
That's we're looking into it. Yeah. All right. So thank you for that question. Thank you for sending it in. Next question is, what would the theme song be for your wrestlers? You don't understand this question.
For my wrestlers?
You don't understand this question because this was on the last episode. I thought this would be fun. So on the last episode, I went into...
Who's this from, first of all?
This is from my father.
Oh, yes.
Papa
Dooley.
But this is a question because last episode I've been making this list of fictional wrestler names for the last couple of years.
Okay.
And I read them off last episode. So I thought it'd be fun if I just named the wrestlers and you just by off the name, you tell me songs? What song would fit them best.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, we have the first one, who is the showrunner. He is the number one. We have Chef Maestro Love Rocket.
Chef Maestro Love Rocket.
What do you think the genre is?
Chef Maestro Love. Chef Maestro. That's a good one. It's gotta be like. It's gonna be like something elegant, but if used
something a little sexy.
A little sexy. Oh my god! What's that Rico Suave theme song?
Kiss Me Through the Phone?
No, that's just, you know what? Give him Too Sexy.
Yeah, good.
I forgot the song.
We got Too Sexy for My Shirt for Chef Maestro Love Rocket.
Yes, sir.
Up next we have PhD Destroyer.
PhD Destroyer. That's a good one.
A very intelligent
that is
man.
First of all, I love that.
A very intelligent man
PhD Destroyer.
who can serve out some...
PhD Destroyer needs something smart, of course. He needs something quirky, in my opinion. But if he is
sophisticated.
He is sophisticated, but because PhD Destroyer, he's clever with the wordplay.
And what do you think that is?
Why or what?
No. Like what song?
What song?
Wordplay. He's intelligent, but he could serve some serious can of whoop ass.
Just for the beam, you gotta give him "Dance with the Devil" by Immortal Technique.
I like it.
That's a good one.
Another favorite, we have Birdman Boulder Fist.
That's off rip. Bounce that ass up.
Yep.
Just because of Birdman, easily.
All right. Up next, we have what's another one? The Horse.
The Horse.
And the horse is actually just it's an actual horse with a luchador mask.
With a luchador mask. I was gonna say Old Town Road, but now you're giving it a luchador mask.
It's a horse it's a horse with a luchador mask on that it's a human luchador mask, so it doesn't fit him. It's just on there really, really poorly. It is an actual horse that they put.
It's an actual horse
that they put in the ring.
Canción de Mariachi by Antonio Banderas.
That's what I was thinking too.
Exactly.
My favorite up next. This is my personal favorite. Buzzcut Six Pack, the Iron God.
Buzzcut Six Pack, the Iron God.
Is that not the best name ever?
The Iron. That sounds like he's shotgunning Red Bull.
He's shotgunning more than Red Bull. That brother's shotgunning.
Buzzcut Six. What's the name?
That brother's shotgunning WD-40, bro.
WD-40.
Buzzcut.
You gotta give him something so.
Buzzcut Six Pack, the Iron God.
Mo Bamba.
Fair. Up next, Cool Man Big Arms.
Cool Man Big Arms?
He's a cool man.
Cool man.
With big arms.
You know what? If he's cool man, big arms, I'm thinking like 60s, 70s summer, so Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, just kind of like a classic kind of.
He's a classic guy.
He's got shades on.
He's a bro.
Yeah.
He's a bro. I can see him in like what's that one lifeguard show with Hasselhoff in it? Baywatch, yeah.
And I think the final one that I can say in public is Manfred the Monkey Man.
Manfred.
And he is a man with dwarfism, and he is very hairy. And all of his clothes are a little too big for him.
Below the Whistle. Only because the artist's name is too short.
I like it. Manfred the Monkey Man. I like it. Yeah, man, that was a question that we got from my
Papa Dooley.
Speaking of that, guys, look, you can leave questions
in the comments.
I
won't be able to answer them.
Yeah,
the next person would.
On YouTube, you can leave them on the Instagram post.
Is there more questions, or is that the only one?
Those are the only two.
Man,
I was
hoping for more.
This is episode 6 of a.
Ask questions, dog.
This is episode 6 of a podcast that has like 30 people listening to it. So. Yeah, but you can leave questions on the YouTube comments, the Instagram posts. Cause I'm gonna be posting. After we record this, I'm gonna go to the cafe and edit it. Be posting some highlights, the actual announcement post. You can leave questions there, but most importantly, you can leave questions on Spotify. Did you know that? If you open up the episode and scroll down, you can leave questions right there. I'm also going to be putting a poll on Spotify. Yeah, check it out. But yeah, man, I've got some other topics, but honestly, man, I think we're good there, man.
We're good. Give me one more topic that you've been itching. What's the one topic you've been itching for? Unless we already talked about it.
Okay, this is kind of a short one, but the other day, I saw a sign for a missing bird.
Oh, boy.
$500.
What's the reward?
$500.
What kind of bird is it?
It's just looks like maybe like a.
Okay, here's the thing, right? If you lost a bird, I'm sorry. Like, if it's like an exotic bird, oh yeah, you better look for it. You know what I mean?
It wasn't really exotic. It was
a simple bird.
It was kind of like
you lost it.
It was like a pretty finch or something.
I'm sorry. That bird is in the wild.
It is dead or it's gone.
It's gone.
Here is the thing.
It went back to Rio.
And the reason why I brought this up is because when you have a missing cat or a missing dog,
right? You spot it.
We are dealing with one state of matter. Okay, we are dealing with one state of matter, and that is the state of matter that we are familiar with, the ground. Okay,
right.
There is one plane of existence that we have to look for this thing.
And there's two areas: it's outdoor and indoor.
Right. When you lose a bird,
a pájaro,
brother, you are now dealing with two states of matter, one of which we do not have any experience with except for an airplane. So that bird, you are never finding that bird again.
Have I ever told you about the experience how I lost my fish?
How do you lose a fish?
Bro, he was just in a tank, and I came back from school, and he was just gone, bro. He was alive and well when I left.
Did you find him?
No, I think he just walked away,
I think your parents probably just killed it.
Nah.
I have a fish.
You have a fish?
In the other room, yeah.
Do you?
Evo. He's a little blue beta. And if he was missing, I would have put up a sign the same way if I had a bird. It's a bird. How are you supposed to... And $500 is not enough. For a bird?
For a bird? I was thinking that too.
Even if you find it, how do you catch it? A dog and a cat would make sense, maybe.
Like,
dogs would be harder.
No, I think a cat would be...
But
I'm a dog person. I know how to catch a dog.
But a bird?
A bird, bro.
How do you catch a bird, dude?
Bro, you're the Pokemon guy.
Dude, you can't catch a bird, man. I wanted to bring that up because I think that is just so silly. I only have 2 pets. I have Lars the cat, and actually I have 3. I have Lars, Evo, and Linda. They don't know about Linda yet.
Don't tell them.
I think I might bring up Linda on the next episode by myself. Yeah. I just want to let you know that they don't
know about Linda.
They don't know about.
I was itching to ask about Linda, but I don't.
Linda's good.
Linda's good.
She's over.
She's hanging around.
She's over there by the fridge. You guys don't know about Linda yet. I won't spoil it yet.
Don't spoil it.
I will let you know probably next episode who Linda is, what Linda is, and where I found Linda, and why I took Linda in.
It was beautiful.
I can't believe the first time y'all met Linda.
Bro, I was shocked.
At my party.
I was just like...
I was afraid you guys were actually going to smoke her. And
they were talking about smoking.
And that doesn't make sense to you.
They were talking about smoking.
I explain it on the next episode.
Bro, I told my mom about Linda.
Don't spoil what Linda is, but what did she say?
She was like, WTF.
I think I did a heroic thing by taking Linda in.
I mean, I guess, but it's like... It was... It's questionable.
It is. Well, look, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Something Cafe. Thank you for coming by. I want to thank my guest, Empxct, Empxct. Give them a little outro. Give them just shout your stuff out, man.
Yeah, man. So if you guys are more interested about me, I know we didn't talk about a lot about music, but if you listen to learn about me as a person, follow my Instagram. It is at onlyempxct, at ONLYEMPXCT. Find that on Instagram. Twitter or X. I'm still gonna call it Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. I be posting on the talk, bro. I mean, are you on TikTok? I mean, oh yeah, I do have you on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I be posting on the talk, bro. Ask him. I be posting peng content.
You got any songs coming out?
Not at the moment, no. So right now, I'm more focusing on being an engineer / producer. With my move.
What about Supernova?
Supernova, that's gonna come out hopefully in April.
Okay.
KR, like I said, KR and I, we have a photo shoot tomorrow for the single cover.
Who's shooting?
Brandon. Yeah, he's shooting. He just reminded me to text her, see where the location is for the thing, and see if she got the.
Yeah, man. Look, Empxct, Emerson. He's got great music. One of my favorite, probably my favorite rapper that I found down here. Really good friend of mine.
It was hard to find them too.
Who?
Good rappers.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we'll talk about that off camera.
But yeah, look, guys, thank you for coming by the Something Cafe. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, we will see you all later or something.
Much love.
Peace.
We gotta do like the
nice.
We gotta do like the Nardwar outro.
Yeah.
Do. All right.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah, man. Good deal, dude. That's gonna be fire, man.